Okay. So, going into the games, we have, what is that? Regenesis Vanquish Soul? It is. Regenesis Vanquish Soul, going first. Master Duel volume might be a bit too loud. Okay, so we just summoned a Caesar and passed, and it returns to the hand. Okay, Maxi will do that, yeah. Okay, so we're playing Primite, probably Blue Eyes. And yeah, we have Wishes. A discard Drill Beam as well. That's always a nice play. It's always a nice play. Okay, so we're live now. Okay. So the game should be nice and slow. We searched for... What did we search for? Roar and Maiden. Okay. Can me and my opponent play in our room? You can start in your room, but do try to play in the given room in the future. Just because then I can feature you. So we're putting, how much damage are we going to do here? I don't really know what Vanquish Soul or Regenesis could do to stop this. I know that the Regenesis trap does not require any setup. You don't need any Regenesis names on the board or anything. So they could have the Birth, and that Birth would be like a Book of Moon. But that's like a small disruption. Okay, so we hard drew the Mausoleum. I'm surprised that we played it this way if we hard drew Mausoleum. If we hard drew Mausoleum, did we not want to use the Maiden of White effect on the field? Perhaps we're playing around like Nibiru? Although, yeah, we could be playing around Nibiru, because this is 4 summons. Doesn't Birth target? Birth does target, yes. I also don't think they have it, because they would have used it by now. And then, okay, yeah, this is nice. This is a lethal line that plays around Nibiru, so... And this Blue Eyes is untargetable, so... I think it's just gonna go through. It's not gonna go through, okay. We have a game. We have Super Poly. Yeah, predictions up, by the way. Drizzy's gonna do predictions. Drizzy's cool. So we're gonna discard the Caesar that we knew about. This is Garura. Yeah, Garura. That's interesting. We're playing Super Poly in our Regenesis Vanquish Soul deck. That is very interesting. Hasted the prediction? Oh, my bad. My bad. You're both cool, though. You're both cool. Okay, so main phase 2, we're gonna have to play into the Nibiru if we want the Drill Beam to be live. Well, not really. We could have made it live anyway, but we're gonna play into the Nibiru anyway. It's probably not Nibiru against Regenesis. I don't think it's likely to be playing Nibiru. And we make a Seals and pass. So we have a Drill Beam set, a Mystery set, which we don't know. Unknown card in hand. Oh my god, that is a crazy card. That's not likely to be Drill Beamable, because we didn't summon the Blue Eyes back yet. So unless this is another Primite... Yeah, okay, so we can't negate it. But it is Majesty, which is useful. We can pop this Mystery set, I suppose. Yeah, we bounce Garura, so it's not going to draw when we remove it. We do know that there is a Regenesis card in the hand. There's the Archfiend in the hand. But that doesn't do anything by itself. So as crazy as that Duster was, the Seals is follow-up. So, Emu needs another card in the hand. They need another 2500 monster in order to play. We're just gonna summon Ether Barrel, which I find interesting. Yeah, okay, we don't have another 2500. The Archfiend needs a 2500 to reveal in order to play. I'm surprised we summoned Ether Barrel. That makes me think we're not on like Magnamut or something, because Magnamut would have been a much better card to summon. Because we already had Barrel coming back. So maybe we're not on Magnamut. But this is a lot of follow-up now, so we can play Drill Beam Control, basically. If you're ever in a situation where you don't have a play, and the opponent has like Drill Beam Recycling, it pretty much always checks you, because you can only draw one play. You know, one live starter, and they can always just negate that, because they know it's your only one. So it's really rough to be in this situation. Okay, we make Spirit. We can't search Mausoleum because it's already in the graveyard. We're just going for lethal here. Summon out Blue Eyes and attack for game, most likely. Okay, we are doing more than just that. Okay, oh, Emu scoops it up. Merry Christmas showers. Hello. Hello. It's not Christmas yet, but hello. Okay, so game 1 goes to Hager. Okay, let's see what Regenesis can do. We got the nice Sky Striker, Alt Art Rota. That's gonna get Raisin, surely. Yeah, we got Raisin. Oh, we've been really? We're drawing Vanquish Soul right now? That's really nasty. We had Max C game 1, Droll game 2. That's really nasty. I think Regenesis definitely wants to search a little bit as well. And obviously Vanquish Soul does. So that was a nasty draw. How could they do this to them? I know. This is what it takes to be a reigning champion. So we just add back the Raisin and Path. Now this is technically some kind of disruption. If there's like another attribute. Right, we can, if we have a Fire or a Dark, we can summon it on the opponent's turn, get a search, and then use this effect. But that's like one disruption. They need to have something else. Okay, and we're starting with Lordly Load. This is one of the better cards to start with going second, especially when you get to search Drill Beam, which they do. This is always so threatening, because Drill Beam can trade with, like, back row and stuff, you know? Can they switch decks? They cannot. This is a one deckless submission tournament. So they have submitted their one deck, and there's no siding. Basically just how Master Duel works in general, right? You only play with one deck at a time. So the Drill Beam is in the hand, but it is not necessarily live. We would have to have like a Blue Eyes or an additional barrel or something. It is live. I was gonna say this would probably be the best Drill Beam. You could wait for a back row, but we know that Super Poly is one of the cards that Emu is playing, and you can't trade with that one anyway. So I kind of like just going after the rock here. And now we reset Drill Beam. Might as well do it now while we control the Primite. Now we can link it off if we want to. So again, we could have Super Poly. We could have Super Poly, and we could also have the Birth this time. The Regenesis Birth. Drill Beam the best card in Blue Eyes? Yeah, it is kind of the best card in Blue Eyes. Oh, we have this. We have Vanquish Soul Snow Devil. I would be very surprised if this has all 3 attributes. But we have Raisin, we have Archfiend. Okay, so just 2. And we get to special summon Raisin, which can activate and destroy the spirit, which is reasonable. So we still get to do that disruption despite Rock not resolving. And we what else do we get from Snow Devil? We get Destruction Protection, which isn't the most relevant. Yeah, we're gonna go... Oh, we have Jiaolong as well. So we have Jiaolong and Heavy Borga. If we want to, we could go Borga right now. But that's... We don't have a Dark in the hand, so... That's not gonna work. That's not gonna get a draw. Normal Summon Sage is a really good follow-up play. Like, the follow-up play. If we didn't have Sage or Wishes, we could have still played Drill Beam Control. But now we get to play Blue Eyes as well. Haven't seen you since DC. What rank did you get? If you were there for the very end of my stream, it was very unfortunate. We just had a really big dip right at the end, and there wasn't enough time to even it out. So even though we were pretty high, like we were on track to get like 30th place kind of thing with 56k or 55k, we fell quite a bit at the end, and we didn't make it to the top 100 in the end. Is this postal current ban list? This is the announced ban list, so the most recent announced one. So Baguska is banned, and the other changes are alive too, right? Like Delicious is at 3. I forget what else happened. Dormouse is obviously at 1. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but oh, there it is. There's the second Super Poly. For your Igeki, Yubel, yeah, those are the other changes. So we're going to discard the Jiaolong. And this makes Mud Dragon. Okay. So we do have both generic targets for our Super Poly. We could have made Mud Dragon in the previous game. Instead, we chose to wait for Garura. What is the reason we didn't do that this time? Perhaps we didn't think that our opponent was going to play into it? Okay, we're setting Wishes here. Discard a second draw. Yeah, so Sage and the Trap are not really going to extend. We're just going to summon with Load. And this has to be in defense position, right? So we're not going to be able to clear any monsters. So we're sort of just controlling here. This is Drill Beam plus Majesty. Oh, I guess we can make the yeah, we can make the big fusion. That can attack. Thank you, Rainfall, by the way. Thank you for subscribing. You're the best. Thank you. Yeah, so Lordy Load locks us out of effects, but we can still summon them. Good afternoon. What is this Super Cutie Monthly? This is my new tournament series. If you want to participate, join the Discord. This is a free entry tournament with a little small prize for first place. If you want to play some Master Duel with the community, get a nice stream every month. It's something you might be interested in. Vanquish forgot to declare light. This is true, actually. Mud Dragon declaring light here, right? Your opponent cannot target monsters on the field, which means you cannot use this card, which is the Wishes, right? The Wishes targets the Blue Eyes, so it's not usable under Mud Dragon. I'm guessing the reason why they didn't is because it's a very niche interaction that's probably not come up before for them. So it probably wasn't on their radar that that is a thing they need to pay attention to. Okay, but the Regenesis Archfiend is live because the Borger is a 2500 attack monster. So we're playing Regenesis. Is this resolving? I think this is resolving. Wait, they scooped. Could we not play? Just adds a Regenesis card. I mean, I guess if we only have one play, whatever spell we get can be drill beamed, and then it's kind of over at that point. And Blue Eyes was in a good spot. It's not like Regenesis can OTK, so they were probably losing. I think there was a few more actions to do though, just to be sure. Okay, there is a Sylvie in the list. There is a Sylvie. So okay, we're getting ashed on the tails. Is this gonna result in a pass turn, or do we have an extender? We do not have the extender. It is sad. I mean, it would kind of be bullshit either way, right? Like this is a kind of a toxic deck. Either it's full combo or pass. But 2 sets, and we have Ryzel's Tata. You get DQ'd if you make your opponent wet. If you spill water at locals and don't ask where the mop is, you get kicked out. This is why I don't go to locals. What kind of weird rulings do you guys have? I mean, I've been to locals a lot, so like, I'm not actually stupid on how it works, like in the past. But like, after playing so much Master Duel now, I can't imagine having to deal with all of these random real-life additions to the game. You know, like, what if my opponent kicks me under the table? What if I drop a card and play a match with it without it? You know, like, I don't want to deal with that. Also, we're cold buying Maxi, so that means we can play quite freely. I think you would get a DQ. Yeah, you would. I'm too much of a klutz to play at locals. Ashing X though. I'm very surprised that we did not Ash Tachyon. Usually you Ash Tachyon. This is like the premier Ash against Ryzel. The reason you normally Ash it, even though it's a -1, it's normally just because like X could very easily have chain blocked itself, right? It could have sent Aggregator, target the Sylvie, then you wouldn't have been able to Ash. And if you Ash something like Ice or Sword, it would have been too late. There's 2 bodies. So like you pretty much have to Ash Tachyon whenever they use it. But they got rewarded for it. And then we go Desires. Yeah, we know what this card says, right? Chat, you know what this card says, right? You know the text of Desires, right? Banish 10 cards from the top of your deck face down. Lose the game. So we have to normal summon a Charmy. We have probably a lot of resources missing now. And we go Woes, which is one of the better sets to have, because that keeps our engine going. We're going to drop Max C, but we Cold Bide Max C here. We have Cold Bide Max C. So this Max C is not going to draw any cards. But Ami hasn't been chain blocking X this match, so expecting them to do it this game is unrealistic. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. You don't learn the play patterns of your opponent like that from one game. Different situation. If they didn't do it once, that doesn't mean they won't do it next game. So we get to go for the Book of Moon here, which is pretty good, because normal summon Perulia is like the biggest sign that this is not an extender in the hand, right? It's obviously not a sword, because I don't think you would normal summon Perulia before specialing sword. So this probably passes the turn. I'd like to see what's in that banish pile. Unfortunately, we cannot. Unfortunately, we cannot. It would be nice if, in like a non-live spectating mode, if you're watching like a replay, if it showed you, that would be really interesting. And yeah, we passed turn. One top 16 to start yet? I want to hold on for more games to finish. I'm not sure. I would say top 16 can start now, yes. As long as the finals isn't gonna happen like top 4 isn't gonna happen like way sooner. But I don't know how you could know that, so use your best judgment. Okay, we've been drolled. We've been drolled on tracked. And that's game over because I mean, we have double lethal, like double piercing, sorry, so it's probably just lethal somehow. And even if it wasn't, Ryzel top deck under, you know, Desire's Banish, not the best. Not the best. Interesting. Okay, normal summon ice. Chain ash. Is this ash effective, or is it a -1? The ever elusive game 4? I know. It won't be like this in the future. I will make sure that there's a rule clearly specifying game loss if you leave, you know, for whatever reason. But not this time. Not today. Because I didn't say it. I didn't specify it. Ooh. Okay, so we Talons look at the hand. And here's the hand. We have an Impalm, a Book of Eclipse. This is not a starter without drawing into another White Forest card. And Unicorn. The fact that Ryzel over here has looked at the hand means there's probably an extender. Probably just an extender. So, what do you take? Because this is a hand trap to stop potential extension. This is an out to detonator. But there isn't any engine, especially if you take away like the Kashtira Unicorn. Do you just put back Eclipse? I happen to think Eclipse is the worst option to put back here. Because assuming that you can continue playing, you could definitely play in a way that gets around Eclipse, I think. I think you can do that. Maybe not. Maybe it's not possible to do that, now that I think about it. But, like, the thing that's going through my head is that there's no engine. So, I would be looking at taking away either Impalm if it beats me, or if, maybe the Unicorn. Let's see what they choose. They do take away the Unicorn. And then they pass. Okay, so that makes me think that it is a second ice in the hand. Because you could theoretically justify looking at the hand if you had a second ice. It's a really shit extender, but it is an extender, gets you to duo drive. They would have had to take away the Impalm though. And then maybe they thought the Book of Eclipse was too scary. So they're choosing to bank on no engine. You know, if you have 1 or 2 hand traps here, even if Margaret draws a play, you can feel quite safe taking away the Unicorn. So I kind of like that decision. Second ice, you return Impalm and such plugin. Well, I like my play better if there's a hand trap. If there's like an Ash or Impalm in this hand, I like my play better. Okay, we have Maxi now for the LZ, and it resolves. Can we kill? So, small defense position monsters is pretty scary when you're playing against White Forest, because they can do double piercing. So, player preference. I'm not sure if player preference is really a thing. Are you referring to my talents take thing, or are you talking about playing Nibiru? Because sometimes Ryziel plays Nibiru, yeah. Nib and Ryziel, yeah. I think it's pretty common. I don't think I've ever not played around Nib because I'm against Ryziel. Like, it's not significant to me, you know? I don't think about, like, Ryziel being a deck that might not be on it. I always just assume that they could be. Whereas there are other decks that you definitely assume this is not a Nibiru deck, you know, like Mermail, for example. There are definitely some decks like that. Okay, Hallowed Azamina, Chain Wanted. You can play Nib and Ryziel? Yeah, absolutely. You can absolutely play Nib and Ryziel. That's why I don't think that you would assume that they don't have it. I don't think there's a way to play around it though. I think you're just trying to summon lethal and hoping that it sticks. Just play the Donna Dagger. Yeah, you could do that, but I don't even think you need to play that card if you play Nibiru. You can just play Nibiru, and if it comes up with the X'd, so what? You know, like, that's how I played Ryziel. I don't play Donna, and I play Nibiru. If it clashes, then so what? I'll take the L. It's not gonna happen very often. Okay, so Sylvia here says, any battle damage your Azamina monsters inflict is doubled. But this is not an Azamina, but this also does make it so that, sorry, this is not Sylvia. We need to get to Sylvia to have the double piercing. And that should apply to all illusions, right? Illusions and spellcasters. So this Azamina will be doing, like, how does this work? Is this like times by 4 if you have both doubling effects? Is that how it works? Also, thank you to Office Goblin Alice for following. Nice name, again. No clue? Yeah, right? Like if we look at Sylvie, or Silvera, I should say. Illusion and spellcasters inflict double piercing. And this card says Azamina inflict double damage. Does it multiply by 4? Just got destroyed in the tournament? I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry, Alibra. Also, thank you to Umizua for following. Okay, so we're going like full combo here. We're getting back Impalm, which is, you know, kind of irrelevant. That Impalm is completely irrelevant. Where is the Sylvie? There's the Sylvie, but I meant the Silveria. The Silvera. We really need to find that Silvera. Otherwise, how are we lethaling? A lot of Magistus Ryziel DC didn't play Nib. Sure, I can understand not playing Nib, but I don't know if that's a Ryziel engine clash issue or if it's just because Nib is really crap against both of the good decks on its own. Maybe that's the reason not to play it, more so than like X'd, I think. Okay, so we'll go Archielago. This is threatening to make a Baron, so we would then have 2 negates for like Nibiru plus Vela plus whatever. I'm gonna Ash this. I would not in a million years negate this Ash. This is the most useless search ever. We've already used Wanted. We've already used Deception. This Ash is just a bait. In fact, we even get to just use this now. It's game on board. Yeah, using the Ash actually just lets you use this. Why Mermail not a Nib deck? It generally doesn't play Nibiru, because it's got very little room for non-engine. So it wants to play Charmies and Maxi, basically. That's usually the logic, right? Yeah, that Ash gave us the Silvera, which I don't see how we were making, but Darth is right, it would have been game anyway, because we had summoned enough monsters that we don't care about the double piercing. We can just attack, and then this directly is not 1900, it's you know, it's 38 because it's doubled. The Archelago also an Azamina monster, so it would have been lethal anyway, but now we have the double piercing. And Sekka's Light. Well, Sekka's Light doesn't lock you out of like Nibiru or anything. Sekka's Light locks you out of spells, right? Sylvia is 1900. Does Sylvia not count itself? Oh, right, my bad. I didn't realize that this doesn't count itself. It only counts for other Azaminas. We're making a Baron though. This is still really good because obviously we got to Sylvie now. We got to Silvera now, so there's no world where it's not game. So Nibiru plus, we would basically need like double effect Veiler in Nibiru for that to work. And we clearly don't have it. We're gonna Impalm, that's not gonna do anything. Have you played it before? Mermail? I have not played it before. Are you suggesting that maybe I don't know what I'm talking about? Because that's very realistic. I could potentially not know what I'm talking about. But as far as I know, Nibiru doesn't appear in Mermail deck lists. As far as I'm aware. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is the drop all your charmies before you die. I've been in this situation multiple times. I mean, a lot of times during the DC, you would have seen me do this. Where I'm trying to find my Nibiru, and it's just not there, so I just drop every hand trap under the sun. They're using their effects to complete missions? No. You can't complete missions in duel rooms. It's probably just, you know, for the sake of it, but in the Duelist Cup, there were a couple reasons why I did this sometimes. It was literally because it's a timeout strat, right? Against Raziel specifically, one of the things you gotta mention or realize against Raziel is that if they haven't used Cross Negate yet, it's gonna prompt them every time, whether they toggle off or not. So you can sometimes theoretically waste their time, and maybe they time out. Maybe they time out. But it's not gonna work this time. Margaret attacks for game. GG's. Opponent's name sounds familiar. Is this Duel Room? This is a tournament. We're hosting Super Cutie Monthly 1. My first tournament. Kind of. So yeah, GG's. Okay, so Kageyora's going first. And Rainbow having a Perulia. In a 41 card deck here. We're playing Blue Eyes over there, okay. Well, Blue Eyes is a pretty good deck to Perulia, because they sometimes want to normal summon twice. But only twice. They don't special summon from the hand. Unless you draw both Blue Eyes. Then you kind of have to do that. So we're going to set Drill Beam. We're going into Mausoleum. Do we have another normal summon? And will we even give the draw? Yes, we will. Okay. Makes sense. The Sage gets you into full Blue Eyes combo now. And you're not going to give any more draws to Perulia. So it's going to be a 7-card hand versus full Blue Eyes board. Drill Beam plus Trap card plus double Synchro. Oh my god, we have Maxi. And it resolves. Okay, so we're gonna have way more than 7 cards. I wonder if I would enjoy Mermail? You would have to play and find out. Okay, so Kageyoura chooses to pass on no synchros. Just give minimal draws for Maxi, just have Drill Beam and the Majesty. Okay. And Rainbow is on a Fiendsmith deck of some kind. Potentially Raziel, but maybe not. Ooh, we're gonna pop the Requiem now. Okay. So you could have played around the pot a bit better by toggling on and using Requiem immediately, because that would have played a little better. But this is completely fine, because that pop is kind of low impact, especially because they had the means to fuse in the hand anyway. So, oh, it's tier, I see. Pilgrim Reaper, yeah, this is the tier deck. So, what do we mill here? Blue Eyes obviously milled nothing, but what did tier mill? We got a Scream, Neprim, which can summon itself, and just a Scream. So, we get a Search. Not the worst, not the best. Rainbow based? Yeah, this is a base deck. There's a lot of Blue Eyes, by the way. We've seen multiple Blue Eyes players. I'm also surprised, by the way, that we did not Drill Beam Pilgrim Reaper. I feel like this would have been a good target for the Drill Beam. Because all it would have taken is a good mill that milled like both engines for the Drill Beam to never be enough anymore. And we're kind of in that situation now. Like, okay, we have a Nibiru. That's interesting. And we have orange light for it. Oh my god, that's crazy. The Drill Beam can't stop this? Wow. Imagine thinking that you're safe because you have Nibiru, but then orange light comes down. Now we make Desiree. I'm surprised again we didn't Drill Beam the sequence, because again we're just forcing it now. Milling Raw means Wishes might not be live anymore in the next turn. That is also true. That is also true. I would never think you don't know what you're talking about. It's okay. I very often don't know what I'm talking about. But I try. Yeah, so now we have to do something about the Drill Beam. Otherwise it's just checked by Desiree. So we banish Agnum Day. But this is kind of just unnecessary, right? We lost the True Light for no reason because we let Desiree hit the board. Would we not just Drill Beam sequence? Wouldn't that be better? Technically, it's also gone forever, being banished. It doesn't matter though, because we got to play. We got to play regardless. We're gonna play TNL. They need another Disruption, which I don't know what they could possibly have. Nibiru has been used. We know this set is not real. And there's a Shuffler. A Shuffler and Heartbeat to get back a trap. No, we didn't mill any traps. They needed mag for the TNA? Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. Post-banless Malice is way weaker than many thought. I felt it no on my own. I think the people saying Malice was like still one of the best decks. It's a little copium. Like, it's definitely not competing with Ryzeal anymore. It's still a playable deck, but I don't think it's like a top tier deck. It's like a tier 2 deck in my opinion. Maybe tier 1, but like, it's hard to call it tier 1 because it's way worse than Ryzeal, especially post meet Tsurugi. But yeah, Rainbow taking game 1, Kageura down, but they will get to go first now, so let's watch game 2. Malice is still Cyberse, they will stay strong until generic Cyberse slot goes away. Well, define strong, you know? They're obviously a strong deck, but if your definition of strong is I will bet my life that I will win any game with it, then I'm gonna say it's not strong. Anyway, so we get to go first with Piri Race Map again. We search for Sage, and we have Barrel, so again, full combo. Drill Beam control plus Blue Eyes control. As a non-tier player, can you tell me why people always foolish tier cash with Kit Class and not a Fusioner? Is it solely to hit and get lucky? It's not about getting lucky, it's because the mill is the point of the deck. If you mill the second name and just make Rule Colossus, That isn't the point of your deck. Wool-Coloss Pass is a bad deck. You don't want your tier engine to do that. You want it to do more than that. You want to mill into your other engines. You want to mill into your trap searchers, your screams. You want to mill your shufflers. That's the objective. You would rather get access to all of that and not roll Coloss than roll Coloss. You know, you just kind of want roll Coloss as a bonus if you happen to get to it as well. That's sort of the idea. So you always go for the mills. What is Super Cutie Monthly? This is my new tournament series. It's not a sub-tournament series, Hats. This is the free entry one. The sub-tournament is Mega Button Monthly. That's next week. If you want to sub and play in that one next week, that's the sub-tournament. This is the free entry one. No hand traps, by the way, from Rainbow. Just full Blue Eyes combo. Okay, so Drill Beam, Double Spirit, there's a lot to beat. But Tier is a pretty gas deck, so they might be able to push through it. Especially like the Gem Knight version. So your free tournament is Friday and plushies is Saturday. This is a monthly, not a weekly. The first Friday of every month is the free tournament. Second Friday of every month is the sub tournament. And then there's also a Genesis one on the third Friday. So if you want to join the Discord and check all the schedule and stuff, feel free. You can sign up. Okay, we're special summoning a Blue Eyes early. That suggests that we don't have a live Drill Beam yet, and we want it to be live. I always find this a little strange. If your Drill Beam isn't live immediately, why would you ever not True Light in the draw phase? Why would you ever wait any amount of time? I feel like you would always just do it in the draw phase. You know, what if your opponent frame 1 branded fusioned? You'd be really wishing that you had the Drill Beam. You know? Exciton here could be huge. It would still be checked by Drill Beam. Exciton is once per chain. Would expect only hand trap for Rainbow to have is like Orange Light. No, they usually play Ash Maxi, Orange Light, and Lancia. Maybe not Lancia anymore, but probably still the other 3. And also they sometimes play Super Poly, probably not in this version because the extra deck with Fiendsmith and Gem Knight is really tight. So we're probably not on Super Poly. Okay, we may do Garez, which, you know, looks pretty desperate, but it did bait the pot. It did bait the pot. And now we're going Heartbeat on the mystery set. So this is forcing the Drill Beam, basically. Okay, Chaining Spirit I like. I like Chaining Spirit here. What I would be tempted to do, obviously discarding a card or sending a card from the hand to the graveyard is a good effect in tier. So you would always Drill Beam this card. You wouldn't just let it get shuffled. You would Drill Beam it. But just in case your opponent has like a Cold by the Grave for your Spirit Dragon, I think you chain them, right? You use a Spirit Dragon first in case it's like a Maxi or something. I feel like you get the information, right? A Cold Bite doesn't beat Double Spirit, so like maybe I'm yapping, because you don't have to use them in the same chain. So I guess there isn't much to play around here, but you would definitely Drill Beam this. You wouldn't let it get shuffled. Yeah, and we do. We just chose to chain a spirit first. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's no reason why that would be incorrect, I guess. And now we have Brilliant Fusion. We were just baiting. There is an Ash though, which is really unfortunate. A Royal Brilliant Fusion, by the way. That looks crazy. Royal Brilliant Fusion. That's crazy. Well, that's gonna do it though. That's gonna be enough to win the game. Pretty gems, yeah. Royal Brilliant Fusion is not just brilliant, it is aprilliant, if you know what I mean. Anyway, game 3. Rainbow should get to go first now. Both of these decks really want to go first. So this could just be like a coin flip matchup. I think Tia is the most prone to bricking though. Let's see what happens. Fenrir is okay, but Fenrir is not a play by itself. You can search Tia Cash, but you still need like other plays for Tia Cash to be good. Even if you have a random name in the hand, that's still only a mill 3, it's not very good. Was that game 1? That was game 2. Kageyoru has won game 1, so this is 1-1 now. Yeah, it looks like they have a hand trap. You would never in a million years hand trap Fenrir against Tia, because it's not Fenrir. Even if they activate a mill, it's still only mill 3. It's probably not very good. And the hand doesn't look very good. Normal summon Perulia into Close Moon. That does not look like a strong hand. We'll see though. They did see the response from Kageyoru, so maybe they're baiting. Like this is something that you can do with Charmies. There's an effect that Charmies have on your opponent because they're so shit going first. If you ever normal summon one, your opponent is immediately certain that you have no better play. That's just how it works. So if you ever want to do like a big brain bait, normal summoning a Charmy goes really hard. I promise you. If you normal summon a Charmy and go into Close Moon and your opponent has Ash, they are ashing that Requiem instantly. And then you can, you know, activate whatever you want. Just saying, pro tip. Anyway, they did not use anything yet. Normal summon Charmy is so big brain actual. I mean, it's pretty bad for a reason, right? Like, you want to normal summon your engine cards, but... Like, Raizio, for example, if they ever normal summon a Charmy, I am never putting them on having an extender. Never in a million years am I playing around an extender after a normal summon Charmy. Okay, so we effect Veil the sequence. I like not using it on Fenrir. Fenrir is not very good. But now we get to mill 3. And what do we hit? There's another hand trap here. Is this Ash or another Veiler? Oh, it's Morna. Okay, Morna is interesting. So, since we normal summon the Charmy, this looks like SP Pass. Maybe Agnum Day instead. Because there's no world where you have an extender, right? It could be though. Because plenty of extenders, like the Gem Knight cards, don't normal summon. Okay, we're not doing anything. We're leaving the tier name on the board, which suggests that this could be a tier trap. I think it's likely to be a tier trap because we know that they had very few plays, which means they had to have drew some bricks. So I'm expecting maybe a Meta Noise or a Soliak. This M board is worse than Fenrir Pass. I don't think it is worse than Fenrir Pass. Like Fenrir Pass and you make your opponent discard these 2 cards. Or keep these 2 cards if you have Fenrir, you know? Or force your opponent to use them is like, I'd rather do this. If this is a tier trap, it's also better anyway, so. It's also just better. Isn't Unicorn The limited one? No, Unicorn is at 10. If you play Unicorn, you will draw it. They have a trap to send cash tier and then hit a nice mill. Well, tier cash is at 1. So they can't send that. But you wouldn't do that. You would... If you had Meta Noise, you would use it to send a name that fuses, and you'd make Kid Colossus. Kid Colossus can send the second name, and you can make Rule Colossus. And that would be a solid disruption. Soliak would be bad here. Soliak would be slightly worse than Meta Noise, yes. Because then you're gambling on the mill 3. Okay, and this is resolving. I think if we had Soliak, I would use it, right? On a normal summon Sage? Probably. Maybe not. Maybe you'd use it on the Link 1. Okay, they are thinking right now. I really like this this leafy field, by the way. Is this still available? This autumn field? Can I still get this one? It's really nice. It's very chill. It feels relaxing. I think it is. Okay, I might get it. It is Soliak, and we did choose to wait for the Spirit. Which is, I think, correct. I think going on Sage, yeah, you don't get access to the Maiden, potentially, but you lose extremely hard if the Maiden is hard drawn anyway, or the Wishes is hard drawn. I think going for the Spirit is the most reliable because they probably don't have... Yeah, see, they have the Wishes. We didn't mill anything, by the way. We milled a Rhino Heart, but no tier in the hand, unfortunately. I do notice we have Lacrima set up, so if we play Paradise, we have technically one more disruption. But it's still not that good. But yeah, using Soliak on the Spirit is better, I think, because you can comfortably expect it to do something. Because they're not going to draw the 1-out very often, and the effect to revive a Blue Eyes is irreplaceable. Maxi is really good here, though. That Maxi kind of came out of nowhere. It is really good, actually. Paradise is really good versus the True Light. That is true. That is true. For some reason, I always forget that you can target any card with Desiree. It's not just a monster removal. It just triggers on a monster summon. But you can actually send anything, yeah. That is true. Your commentary is peak, by the way. Not too competitive or too casual, for me at least. I'm glad to hear it. That is one of the main selling points, I think, for my tournament series. I want the streams to be pretty good. I feel like it's something I can offer since I have experience with the game, and I'm a streamer anyway, so I feel like I can offer some pretty good commentary. At least I try. We're just gonna pass here. That is a mystery set, right? What did we search? Oh no, we searched for Majesty. We have Majesty and Effect Failure in the hand. So we still have a decent setup. You're pretty good. Thank you, Mobile. And we're going to give one more draw to make Seals. Which I think is reasonable. I think it is reasonable. So there's 2 fresh cards for Rainbow. There's going to be a 3rd fresh card for turn. And we can go end phase or end of main phase, summon out the Requiem. using Lacrima, and that's going to get us a whole bunch of Fiendsmith follow-up. We already have a whole bunch of Fiendsmith follow-up, but we could do that if we want. We didn't toggle on in the end of the main phase though, we're just going to summon in the end phase, which is fine. We already have access to Engraver, we don't need to use the Requiem this turn. Just putting it on the board is fine. So we have a lot. There's 3 disruptions here, but they're not that good disruptions. They're kind of just, you know, this isn't Mirror Jade Banish and Albaz Fuse. This is like weak interruptions. It's Effect Veiler, a bounce, it's not very good. Yeah, and we're even going to bounce right away because we're afraid of frame 1 sequence. DK commentary is good for brand new players at best. I feel like I'm the only person that likes DK's commentary. As a competitive player. I feel like I'm the only person that thinks it's good. Did you know Requiem's effect isn't hard once per turn? I did know that, yes. I did know that. So we're gonna go Tract. We have even more Fiendsmith follow-up. So we're playing pure Fiendsmith right now. If we don't have access to another engine though, this could still be quite dicey because we can pop. I also noticed, by the way, we didn't bounce sequence. We just bounced Requiem. We're gonna pop board now. If we don't have access to another engine, okay, we have the Rhino Heart. That's gonna get Veilered. You always veil a Rhino Heart these days. It used to be common when Tia was in its previous iterations. You could wait for Kit Collars, that would be a smart thing to do. Definitely not anymore. Definitely not. You just always veil the Rhino Heart. Don't let that Kit Collars get in rotation. Oh my god. And yeah, we just have the 3rd engine. That same Royal Brilliant Fusion. I assume we don't have more than one. Why didn't we change Soliac to dodge? We could have changed Soliac to dodge. Yes. We can't target the Blue Eyes, but we can target the Maiden. Technically it would trigger, but we wouldn't care about that. We could have dodged, yes. I think potentially we were just excited by the fact that they dropped their last disruption and we knew that we had the Brilliant Fusion. So I think we just got excited that we were going to win, and we forgot to play even, you know, slightly more optimally. But surely we're going to win now. Surely we're going to push for game. We're only on 4k. Kaguya is only on 4k. Rhino should be a tuner. Why would Rhino Heart be a tuner? And what benefit would that have? When did you maxi though? Back in the day, I used to maxi after the kit summon. I used to maxi in response to the second effect. Because you would, back in the day when it was search for Merly, then activate the second effect to summon Merly from the hand, that's when I would chain maxi. Because if you used it on the name, your first name, their kit class could search a trap instead. And they could just set up a board without giving you draws. But if you make them commit to the Merly, then you're potentially denying them the trap, right? So if they want to have a good end board, they're gonna have to give you more than one draw. That was how I used it. Okay, and we have Scream now. How do you lethal from here? You kind of got a million ways to do it. You can just pick whichever line you like. Make every twink a tuna. Interesting. Are twinks tunas? Philosophical question. Paid actor indeed? Who is the paid actor? I don't think it's wrong to drop Effect Veiler on Rhino Heart. Not even close. Hi. Hello, plushie. Why no scooping? Does he like wasting his time? Well, it is a tournament, and it is game 3. There's kind of no reason to scoop. There's no reason to scoop in game 3. It's not like there is anything after this for Kageura. Twinks are used to combine real close. Used to combine real close with somebody else to serve Mommy Baron. What are you talking about, Abby? Kage is a ladder player? Kageura is a ladder player, yes. But ladder players do scoop. You don't not scoop on the ladder. It's pretty common. The more of a grinder you are, the more you scoop, to be honest, because you're gonna play more games anyway. Scoop equals save viewer time? It doesn't really save the viewer time. What do you mean? We're gonna catch up. We're watching live. The next match we watch is gonna be also live. Doesn't matter what happens in this match, we're not gonna be able to hurry up the other match that we have not got to spectate yet. It's not gonna make a difference. Yeah, you might as well always play it out. Especially because in a tournament, if your opponent disconnects, that's your win. That's your win. You know, you might as well wait. You might as well see. Unless you're Bronus, who waits for his opponent to mess up. I don't think Bronus does that. I think there's a difference between knowing that the game is definitely over and knowing that the game is likely over, but your opponent has something to prove. I think you can always wait to see if your opponent proves themselves. Some players don't do that, but some players do. But if the game is actually over, then like, I don't think even Bronus would stay in the game. Time limit win is always an option. It is sometimes an option. Like, anyone who watches my streams a lot knows that I always take advantage of the time when I can. If I think my opponent is playing slowly, you know I'm the first one to hound on it. You know, I'm like, I see the blood and I'm like I smell the blood in the water, you know? I'm like, you took ages comboing, you have 80 seconds, I'm gonna time you out. So I know that, but sometimes it's not realistic, you know? It's the FTA classic, you know? Sometimes it's not realistic. If your opponent normal summons Dormouse and you've got no hand traps, and your hand is bad, and they're playing the combo really fast, I don't think you need to sit there and play it out. I think you can lead. Anyway, well played to Rainbow. Despite bricking, or kinda bricking, and not opening a very good hand, those 2 max C draws were insane. Those 2 max C draws were the Rhino Heart and the Brilliant Fusion, and then 1 draw per turn. You know, in those 3 draws, we drew all 3 extenders that we need. We drew the Fiendsmith engine, we had Tract, we drew Rhino Heart, we had Tier engine, and then we had the Brilliant Fusion. Crazy, crazy draws. Well played, Rainbow. Top 8. I believe DB Grinder once said that he gave up last year to help Josh Kipp qualify. And that's... oh my god, look at this. Imagine going second with this. Double Herald? Like literally double Herald Maxi. You would drop Maxi, your opponent would Ash, you could go Herald, drop Nephilim. Then if you wanted to, you could Herald again. Right? You could go Nephilim, effect, discard the second Nephilim, search for the other fairy, then discard that for Herald. So you could have like a bajillion interruptions. Also, this is another Gem Knight mirror match. This is also a crazy going second hand. Maxi for droplets into Brilliant Fusion. This is also crazy. Gem Knight mirror. We know Rainbow is on tier Gem Knight, not just Gem Knight. But Mobile looks to be on regular Gem Knight. Because they're playing, you know, Gem Armadillo and Droplet. This should be a blind second deck, right? Hello, Angela, by the way. Welcome to the stream. And thank you, Kyle the Bishop, for finally following. Anyway. This is not a difficult board to break. Even... What is happening right now? We're gonna max C. But that's not gonna be enough. The Herald is likely gonna be live eventually. If we draw into another... I mean, what do we even draw into, actually? Because how many Nephrims do you play in tier? And how many other fairies do you play? Like, you play one of this, it's already in the graveyard? It's probably like the third Herald and the third Nephrim. You probably don't have Lancia in the deck. I would be surprised if Lancia is in the deck. And Shufflers. Oh, true, Shufflers, yeah. Shufflers are also fairy. So that could be a good draw, but... Mobile's getting pretty far into the combo. They're pretty deep in the combo now. At this point, the Shuffler is already too late, right? Like, the Shuffler is not an effective card with this on the board. You would need to find... You would have needed to find Nibiru and the fairy. And I'm not sure Nibiru is even in Rainbow's deck, so... Yeah, that's gonna do it. That was a very lackluster turn 1. It looked like a crazy going second hand. Both players had a crazy going second hand. But unfortunately, Mobile was the one actually going second. So, they kind of got an easy win there. But moving into game 2. So interesting, this is the first time it's come up. We've seen Blind Second Gem Knight in our best of 3 match. You could choose to go second if you're Rainbow. You could choose to make... Yeah, Rainbow has selected going second. So, they're reading that it's Blind Second Gem Knight, which it obviously is. And they're going to make them go first. So let's see what they can do going first. Probably... Appaloosa plus maybe SP. Usually they make Baguska a lot going first, I think, but obviously that's banned. Hi, have a great Friday. Hello. Hello, Julio. Super Cutie Monthly 1. Yep, that's the name of the tournament. It's the name of the tournament we are hosting. He can also Protoss. I don't know if he's playing Protoss. I don't think most going second lists bother with that. Like, they don't play a going first plan, except in the extra deck. Like, I wouldn't. I would just play going second cards. Protoss isn't uncommon in best of 3. Potentially. There could be a changing in the deck list to accommodate best of 3, that is true. We have Appaloosa, of course, still legal. And it's just Apo Pass. Apo plus Omni Negate Hollow Core. And Maxi, okay, pretty good. Pretty good board. Brilliant Fusion, we're gonna negate that. Reasonable negate, I think. Because Brilliant Fusion checks Apo if you want, like, really hard. Engraver, I would negate that. Chain Havner, oh my god. Here we go. What does Maxi even do here? They could draw into... True, to be honest, they could... There's nothing to draw into in most of these blind second lists. They probably don't play Ash, and they probably don't play Nibiru. Okay, do we have a means of playing? We don't have a means of to extend here. It forces Rainbow to kill on this turn. Yes, it does do that. Wait. Okay. Okay, so we've committed to not killing this turn. But now what do we do? Because... Now what do we do? Because, like, you know that the deck over here is a blind second list. So if you give it any amount of cards, this is already way too many cards for any end board to feel comfortable, right? Like, you would need to FTK in main phase 2 to feel safe, passing on, you know, this many cards, you know? Deck out is the only way in tier? I guess tier is not the worst at deck out, but, like, I don't think you can have I don't think it can happen. This has got Gem Knight cards and Fiendsmith cards in the extra deck. You can deck. I don't think you can deck. Not a chance. Have a good day, April. Hello, Dream Witcher. 20 cards should be doable for tier? No. Like, no. Look, we're passing. We're way away from decking out. I don't think SP Pass is gonna do it against this many cards. Pilgrim Mills? Yes, that is true. Pilgrim Mills are a thing. But still, it's a lot of summons. Like, this is not one of those old tier decks that would be able to summon Snow 10 million times and then link it off 10 million times. Because the extra deck just isn't built like that in this build. Like, it has Gem Knight cards and Fiendsmith cards. It's not like that terrorist pile in the past, where you could definitely deck out using Snow. It's not like that anymore. Can you loop Agnum Day? What do you mean by loop Agnum Day? Can you loop Agnum Day? I know it's not once per turn, but how do you, like, resummon it? We need Chaos Ruler back? Chaos Ruler is back. It's called Zombie Vampire. Yeah, thrust for talents. Look at the hand, just in case it's Exodia hiding in there. And then win the game. Santa, yeah, a Santa Claus in the hand is crazy. Did they not Santa the Apollo? That is a good point. That is a good point. Using Santa Claus on Apollo was a thing. You could have done that, yes. Yeah, good point actually. Because that would have let you try to OTK, which would have obviously been more of a chance than this. It's kind of disgusting what the Gem Knight OTK deck can do. I mean, they gave them 1 trillion cards. Dugares? Maybe they drew it with Dugares, yeah? Yeah, that must be it, of course. Okay, Snow can summon 1 million times, but you have to Book of Moon the piercing one, right? They all effective. They're all effective. Like, even if you could summon the Snow 1 million times, wait, they didn't kill. Huh? Oh my god. I was about to say, there is no chance that Snow actually saves you. Like, there's no chance it saves you. But then it saved her. But it doesn't matter, because we don't have a play. That's really sad. Those are always the most annoying games. Like, do you guys ever have those games against Tenpai where they fuck up the battle phase so much that they don't kill you and you chump block, but then you draw a dead card for turn and you still lose to, like, the Tenpai minimal grind game? Just bodies on the board next turn? It's so annoying when that happens. It would be so annoying when that happened. Hago was the one who won my one-off tournament before, so let's see if they can win all the Button Factory tournaments. And Mobile is going second here. They won the coin and selected going second because they are on, you know, Gem Knight. Hager's the Blue Eyes player, of course. Machina said he didn't Super Poly because he misclicked and summoned Water Statue with locked out Garora. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You gotta Super Poly before you summon the statues. That's like the one skill in stun Okay, we have not dropped any hand traps yet. This matchup could be really hard to beat if Blue Eyes does the Siffer combo, because the bodies are too big. I can totally believe that. Top 9? No, top 4. Okay. I can totally believe that Siffer is a problem. But we know that Mobile plays Droplet. So that could be a thing. Yeah, I can't think how you get over 4k defense in this deck. 4k defense is quite a lot. You kind of have to remove it somehow. You do have options to remove it, but it also has a negate, so we'll see how the match plays out. What are the remaining decks? Our top 4 is not decided yet. Our second match is not decided. But this is Gem Knight, Blind Second, and Blue Eyes. Oh, we do have Maxi. Okay. One of the few hand traps in the Gem Knight deck, just Charmies and Maxi. Oh my god. We're playing Meows. That's crazy. So they're gonna draw for summoning Blue Eyes here. And now Maxi is resolved. So you kind of don't want to Synchro, right? Let's have a look what they searched with Sage. Sorry, with Wishes. They got Sage and Roar. So no guarantee of the trap card. Because we've used the True Light to special a Blue Eyes. So there's no guarantee of the trap here. We know there's a Drill Beam. We don't know the rest. Versus 5 cards. Let's see. Oh my god, that is a good one. That is going to get Drill Beam with the quickness. Okay. Interesting to go Duster. Interesting to go Duster as the Drill Beam bait, because that would have been a crazy good card to resolve. So maybe we just don't have anything to bait with. Maybe that had to be the bait. But, you know, with a full back row like this, it would have been so crazy to resolve that. Also, yeah, plushie, it's fine. Do whatever you need to. Like, using the Duster there almost makes me think that this is the only play that we have, somehow. Awu April stream, hello. It's been a while since we streamed, and I know I said no streams this week, but we have a tournament to host, so. Okay, and we do have the hard drawn trap. So, yeah. I was gonna say, if Mobile extends from here, I'm very surprised, because I would have kept that Duster as a play rather than a bait. You said no streams next week? You know what I meant, Has. The tournaments are up now, so I have to stream them. You know what I mean. Okay, so Mobile is 1 game down. His hand is full of Charmies. I don't even think it could have been full of Charmies, because we only used Maxi and Meows. If we had a Fua, we would have used it. If we had a Perulia, we would have used it. It had to be, like, duplicate Maxis, I guess? Like, what could it have even been? But anyway, going into game 2. Also, cookie check. It was 4. You had 4 Charmies. We have 398 quadrillion, 45 trillion cookies. Okay, speaking of charmies. I had to guarantee a draw, no plays? Okay. Yeah, I figured you had one play. As soon as the duster came down, I thought you probably have one play. Double Perulia is crazy. It's possible, like Blue Eyes is one of the hardest decks to give no draws for Perulia. But if you are gonna give no draws to Perulia, Hard Drawn Maiden is like the way to do it. Which is like really sad. If you're mobile. Yeah, Vela and Raw, we're not gonna summon from the hand at all, are we? We're just gonna pass, give them a 4-card hand, and make them beat Vela plus whatever else we have, and a Spirit, presumably. That would be what they do. Blue Eyes getting buffed next week? Why is Blue Eyes getting buffed next week? I'm hyped for Mitsurugi, but what does that have to do with Blue Eyes? Sage to 3? Oh, right. Literally, yeah. Literally Sage to 3. And the new Fairy Dragon, is that also good in Blue Eyes? I haven't read what the new Fairy cards do. They're like the Ancient Fairy archetype. It's not bad? Okay. It's an OTK piece. You should be focusing on your game mobile. Yeah, so this is exactly what I thought it would be. It's just no draws for Perulia, which is so sad. Like Blue Eyes is one of the only, like the worst decks for like not giving a Perulia draw. You always normal summon in this deck. It was one of the only hands that doesn't, you know? I mean, it's not literally one of the worst, but like, you know, out of the meta decks. Still though, the board is not scary. Like the back row has to be good because Veiler and Spirit I don't think are that good. Majesty is pretty good. That can pop Scatter Fusion. Oh my god, that's a crazy draw. Red Reboot, it goes so hard. Because now this last set is dead, regardless of what it is. If that's an Impalm, it's just set. It's just dead now. Vela and Ultimate Spirit. I'm surprised that we went for Spirit right away, by the way. Instead of trying to get value out of the Graveyard Negate, because this has a lot of targets, technically. You know, like this is a lot of negate options, so I feel like we would have kept it on the board, but maybe they were being scared of a board breaker. Oh, that's a good last card. That is a good last card. Still though, it would have to find hand traps. Because we're threatening lethal, of course. It's Gem Knight. Oh, we can target the True Light too, which is actually might even be not that good to use the Maxi. Yeah, because now we pop the True Light. Lancia and Nib for the win. You never draw the Lancia and the Nib. You always need it, and you never draw it. Like, I've done that a million times. You never draw both. Never. Maxine Blue Eyes is insane. 3,000 hand traps. Is Blue Eyes on 3,000 hand traps? Is it actually? Only Siths deal in absolutes? That statement is itself an absolute, Haas. Are you a Sith? It doesn't run Call by Crossout. That is true. It has Purge as well. Yeah, but resolving the lady, the Rose Diamond, getting to pop the spirit, forcing it, is pretty strong. Because that's just a negate that didn't happen, you know? When is the box fiending? When the box is fiending? What are you talking about, doggy? What are you saying? Oh, the spirit's back, by the way, so we can do a graveyard negate now. But then what? What are you gonna synchro into? Is Red Reboot that good in this format? It was really good last format, but I don't think it's gonna be good in the future. I'm sure you could still play it in Gem Knight, but you can, there's no traps in the Mitsurugi deck, right? You don't play Plasma Hole, usually, so, and Malice is going to be less popular, so, like, Red Reboot's losing a lot of its power. There's a Mitsurugi trap, but you don't play it. Not in Mitsurugi Ryziel, I mean. Miss the R in friendening. Okay, what is friendening? Your automod is homophobic? No, it isn't, Abby. No, it isn't. Okay. What do we have here? Quick guess who you are and Mitsu. Prez is an ultra rare. Murakumo is an ultra rare. Habakiri is an ultra rare. And you know what? I'm gonna say for once that is it. There's only 3 ultra rares. Because the other cards are like one-offs and stuff. Like you don't necessarily expect them to be ultra rare. Maybe Ritual is an ultra rare. None of the cards that you don't play are going to be ultra rare. It's like none of the bad cards that don't get played in Ryziel. None of those will be ultra rare. Murakumo will be ultra? Yes, correct. Because it's announced, right? But it's also just the boss monster, so it makes sense. And then the 3 ofs are going to be ultras. Like, what do you think? Are they gonna make, like, Sagi also an ultra, just for the sake of it? Maybe? Probably Ritual if they make a 4th one. It would be Ritual. I don't know if there's... I can't think off the top of my head. Are there any other new cards in the set that you have to play in the new Mitsurugi decks? Because if there's not, that makes me think we're more likely to get Eclipse Twins. Because it's another Ultra that you need for the deck. Oh my god, hi Nibiru. We're gonna negate this. Okay, so here is a technical play. If you want to use this Hollow Core, you gotta banish the other Hollow Core, right? Just because this last set could be Called by the Grave. Which is a spell, so you can still activate it. So you gotta banish the Hollow Core with Hollow Core here. And yeah, mobile does. And that's GG. Okay, first time we've seen Hager lose. Going into game 3. Red Reboot, very fair card. I mean, it was down to the wire. It was down to the wire. If it wasn't for the Omni Negate, the nib would have worked, you know? It was like down to the last disruption. Anyway, game 3. Red Reboot is so cringe though, I do agree. Spot the lab player challenge. as a branded player, Reboot is a funny card to have legal. Oh my god. Okay, so we can't even do anything. No Apo. We get sent first, which makes perfect sense. But we can't even play? We just set pass? Is this because we have Charmies or because we don't have a play? I wonder. And yeah, Hager doing the best play, going second in Blue Eyes, which is to frame one, search Drill Beam. Always annoying. And then we have Wishes. Okay, we know that there's likely no Ash in the blind second Gem Knight deck. Benefits of a blind second deck, Lamau? You mean for Blue Eyes getting to pick going second? I don't think they're on Fairies, no Rainbow. I don't think they're playing Heralds. Like, it's possible that we have a trap or like a droplet, something that can be used early. Yep, that's exactly what it is. And then we're gonna drop the Charmies. Like, it's possible that that was the plan. Okay, we do have Charmies. We're gonna send Meows. Interesting to send Meows. Maybe we have another Meows. Because that would be the one Meows, the one Charmy that's actually gonna draw. Right, from now on, you'd think? Or like, I guess Lordly Load also summons from the deck, so Fua's live. I was thinking with the trap, right? The True Light. But maybe not. Maybe we do discard Meows here. They don't chain any more Charmies though. So maybe they did just brick. Maybe they just didn't have a play. I haven't seen Mobile on Shadows either. It's pretty standard to not play Shadows, yeah. Most blind second Gem Knights don't play Shadow. Okay, that is really interesting. Using load before Raw. That's usually not like what you do. Battle phase. Okay, hit for 150. Ouch. And pass? We know that Drill Beam is set. This is Drill Beam. Is this 20 with the new ban list? Yes, it is. It is with the new ban list. Now we're going to make seals. This came from the deck with Raw. So we're getting both Blue Eyes into rotation. But we don't set any mystery cards, so it's not like we have Majesty. We just wanted both in rotation for the sake of it. Which is fair enough. Now Mobile has a turn, which could be quite important. We're playing against Drill Beam and a Bounce, plus Hand Traps. I play Shadow's Law, it's definitely a win more strat. Yeah, I mean, it contains bricks, right? And also, even though I haven't tested it myself, when you play all the Charmies because you're a blind second deck, dropping more Charmies and then having your opponent pass turn and then you have Shadow Fusion feels like a really annoying situation to be in. Oh my god, draw. Oh my god, that's crazy. This card might just be the best card against Gem Knight. Gem Knight plays so hard into draw. Like, yeah, okay, hard drawing Gem Knight Fusion. And we make Lady Rose, this doesn't do anything. Droll is so bad. Like, you just can't play after Droll. It's so sad how everything searches. I played one sock not because of the ban list, but because I'm poor. I'm sorry. Scatter Fusion is good, okay, but like, we can bounce it. We can bounce it. Next format will be maxed out on Droll format? I think so, yeah. Droll isn't the problem here. In this hand, Droll is not the problem right now because, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to coach you. You're literally in the chat listening. But, yes, of course, Scatter Fusion can be bounced. There's no cards in the hand. There's no reason to overthink it. You would just bounce it. It's not going to resolve. It is a hard once per turn. Well, I guess you negate it, sure. But then you just flip your other card. Exactly. Like, when you don't have any cards in hand, there's no way your opponent fucks it up, so. In general, though, Droll is crazy. Like, Droll goes so hard against Gem Knight. Usually Droll doesn't matter. I don't think that's true at all. I think Droll almost always single-handedly beats Gem Knight. But yeah, GG. Blue Eyes is victorious. Anyway, the game is starting, finally. Match number 2, actual top 4. Like, actual top 4. Top 4, finally. Okay, we have Rainfall going first, so that's going to be Blue Eyes versus White Forest. Also, Margaret with the default accessories, no sleeves, no field, but the Gem Turtle mate goes hard. I like when April moves, it fits the size of her udders. Crazy. Thank you, Abby. This is why we love you. Also, thank you to Shiom1 for following. Okay, we have some hand traps here. We have a response. Impum, okay. This is a pretty good impum. Impumming on barrel is like common, because then you don't get to drill beam. But I don't like that because you hard lose to like a load anyway, or like a hard drawn drill beam in this case. But more importantly, you lose to like the Blue Eyes plays, which is actually like stronger than drill beam in its entirety. Like drill beam is the strongest interruption, but like Blue Eyes is more than one disruption. It's also follow-up, right? So I like holding for the spirit better. Thank you for this content. You're welcome. I'm glad you like. I'm hoping that these tournament coverage streams are like actually pretty good. I'm hoping that they're part of the like weekly vibes that we can build. Not just playing in them, but like hanging out in the stream should be good too. That's the plan. Let's see. What do we have now? We summoned the Blue Eyes with load. And we don't have any other engine, but we do have 4 back row. So drill beam, 4 back row. Is this the hard drawn trap? It's always the hard drawn trap, I swear. When they don't play Blue Eyes and you think, oh, they're not gonna have the trap, it's always the hard drawn trap. Okay, Engraver did not get Cold Bite. We know that Rainfall is on Cold Bite. It's Spanish for bat. What, Arcielago is Spanish for bat? I guess that makes sense, because she does look like a bad bat, if you know what I mean. Like, she looks crazy. Okay, Lurie is resolving, which means this last card is not Maxi, which is very nice to know. You have to include the Moo. Murcielago. Literally has bat wings? Yeah, literally. Literally. Okay, this might get cold bite. Did not get cold bite. Okay, there is no cold bite. Okay, equipping the engraver. So this is threatening to send away the blue eyes, which makes the drill beam live. So you kind of want to drill beam this, probably. Oh my god, or trap, sure. Told you, it's always the hard drawn trap. It's always the hard drawn trap. Okay, and now we're drill beaming the Sylvie, which is completely reasonable. There's still 3 unknown cards here. This could be Vela, this could be Impalm, Purge. I think it will be hard to push through now. LZ is a good one. It is not a tuner. It's not a tuner though. We can make sequence though. You can make sequence. It doesn't search if you just link it away though, so it's kind of ass. You don't really want to do that. Oh, we have the means to fusion summon. You don't see that very often. Activate the fusion summon effect. Yeah, we're fusing from the hand. We had LZ. Okay, so we have LZ in the hand, which means this last card can't be a spell. Right? Can't be a spell. Purge on the bat is kind of bad because it also gets destroyed. Actually, it's actually not so bad. Because getting destroyed, lesser known fact, it does the same effect as when it searches on summon. It's the same effect. Also, there's a cold buy, which is blowing my mind that you don't cold buy Engraver or even Requiem. It blows my mind that you don't do that. How? Who chooses not to cold buy Requiem? Who? Or even Engraver? But, okay. Was Rep equip used effect? Yeah, it was. Yes. Yes, it was. But yeah, it's quite funny actually that this card is, if you negate and destroy Murcielago, it does the same thing, which is kind of funny. Also we're gonna purge Maxi, just for good measure. Wait, wait, wait. Is that even good? Do you purge max C here? Oh, I guess you do. Yeah, you do. Because you get barrel back. I was thinking that we were just gonna play Blue Eyes attack pass, but we obviously get barrel back, so. Purge off the top, off the dome. It's called off the dome. Ayo. What do you mean has clipped that? What is wrong? What does it mean? What did I say wrong? Okay, so now we get to play like an amount of Blue Eyes that is not negligible. You would misuse off the dome? Shake my head. What do you mean? It's supposed to be misused. That's the point. That's the point of off the dome. Hands up? What does hands up mean? Okay, so we are just Blue Eyes attack pass. But we get Drill Beam. Wait, we don't get Drill Beam. You forgot to reset Drill Beam. We forgot to reset Drill Beam. Off the dome every time? So without Drill Beam, is Margaret in a good spot? Because these are, like, these are Blue Eyes. Why is everyone stealing my goo? Why don't we hear it from Abo himself? What does off the dome mean, Abo? What does off the dome mean? And thank you for following. Okay, so we made seals because we wanted a disruption. Missing that drill beam is kind of bad, right? Like it's kind of suspicious. I'm sure that we have like non-engine to back us up here from our top deck, but it's kind of getting a little sus. You know, with the Fiendsmith followed up, potential top deck. It's a little sus. Like Branded Fusion could win the game here, for example. Okay, so we're gonna force the seal. We're bouncing the Lacrima, which is interesting, but I don't hate it because... Oh, we do Ash. Okay, not bad, not bad. Could have also bounced Lordly Load, which was fine too. But it's not like the summon effect of Lacrima is very useful right now, because we already have Engraver, so... Making them re-summon it is like completely reasonable. Probably like the better play actually, just obviously, now that I think about it. Depends, it mostly means you come up with it, but it can also mean out of nowhere, like top decking a crazy card. So you need it off the dome. Yeah, I mean I know what off the dome means. I was using that phrase properly like 10 years ago, like 15 years ago. Like when you come up with something off the top of your head, but using it, I thought it was really funny when I heard you using it as a top deck. Like they drew that off the dome. I thought that was really funny, so I'm stealing it. Oh my god, hello? Where did that come from? Just Judgment off the dome? Out of nowhere? Where did that judgment come from? What is this list? We're playing judgment out of nowhere. Head pats? Yeah, you can have head pats if you like. Judge. Literal judgment. Literal judgment. Off the dome, out of nowhere. You also hands up when you activate Brilliant Fusion because opponent just gonna scoop. No. The most hands up card I've ever played is Dormouse. I can't tell you the amount of times in the Duelist Cup I ashed a Maxi in the standby phase and then summoned a Dormouse and just didn't do anything, waited, and, you know, they scoop. That's the most hands up I've ever seen a card be. Or my favorite one is normal summon Dormouse, imperm the effect, and then you set a field spell, you don't even activate it, and that's enough. They can scoop from there. That's my favorite one. No one ever did that though. No head pat redeem. Pet's laundry. We can make a head pat redeem. We can definitely do that. Okay, we remembered to reset drill beam this time. Did you know that Blue Eyes White Drag Queen has 3k attack? It has 3600 attack actually. Can you not read? Has 3600 attack. Margaret is in a rough spot. True, but she's been in that same rough spot for like 3 turns. So who can say? Like, this game state hasn't changed in 3 turns. It's Engraver versus Blue Eyes. What game is this? This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Has. Okay, tracked effective fuse. We are allergic to summoning sequence, but I get it, right? It's so obviously just like a drill beam bait. So I get it. Trying to win the game. Lacrima, this is a pretty tempting drill beam. This is a pretty tempting drill beam. We've already used Engraver Special Summon. But again, if it's your only disruption, if it's just the drill beam, it's so scary knowing what White Forest can do with like a good White Forest starter. Like Sylvie specifically. Okay, and they let it go. Maggie most likely top decks something good and is baiting the beam. Well, the thing is, you can make these plays whether you draw something good or bad. So you can't really tell what is more likely from these plays, you know? Because these can be baits or not. You would play it the same regardless. Okay, sending the Blue Eyes though is forcing. So we gotta do something now, right? We let it go. Okay, so is that just because we have a live drill beam anyway? could be just because we have a live drill beam anyway. I think it was better to equip Rector Lacrima. Lacrima's not on the board. Oh, this Lacrima. I mean, yeah, generally it is. In that situation, it is, because then you don't lose the equip. Okay, it's normal summon Ash. That is not a good draw. But it is a draw. What can they do here? I think you could have been a little less hasty, because even though you've been trapped in this same game state for like 3 turns, you're not actually out of it. You're not actually like automatically out of it, because what you could do is have kept the Ash, because that Ash is pretty good. Like, unless they draw a Blue Eyes starter, the only way to play is Lordly Load, activate again to make Drill Beam live. And you can Ash it even though it summons from the graveyard, because they're both in the graveyard, you can still Ash it. So you could Ash that effect and like still play a grind game, because the Fiendsmith engine is still recycling. So like there's a world where you keep the Ash, but we've chosen to go SP. We've chosen to go SP. We're banishing Barrel, which is, it's our only Barrel, so there's some merit to that. Cutting off the grind game. We're inflicting 1200. We can't attack for lethal. But we're gonna try. Okay. And then what? I really dislike linking off these guys. Why game bug? I know. Why game bug? Why game bug? Yeah. Because there's a bit of an interesting situation here. You could have just had Ash, right? You could have just not had Engraver on the board, use that as material instead, and then just have Ash. Now you can Ash this. And at that point, they don't even have the Drill Beam live. They don't even have the Blue Eyes. You know? Like, that would just be better, right? Because the Engraver on the board isn't helping. Doesn't mean anything. The fact that they went for this first also implies that they still didn't draw a Blue Eye starter. Interesting. Turn 7, Maidenless, Sageless, Wishless. Literally, I know. Oh, but the barrel... I'm pretty sure we knew about this second barrel. By the way. Didn't we? Maybe not. Maybe not. Because there's two loads activated, so... I wish we SP'd the drill. Well, it would have been live, right? They would have been able to chain it. But to be fair, we could have then chained SP itself. Like the second effect. Yeah, if we'd SP'd the drill beam, that would have been safe from every Primite like draw, because there's only one drill beam. So, but that's hindsight. Oh my god, hi Typhon. Hi Typhon. Okay, so are we approaching territory where Lacrima Burn could be lethal? I mean, Margaret's getting pretty low. But we still have this Fiendsmith grind game. We still have it. Yeah, none of our pieces are banished. It is still all available. Blue Eyes versus White Forest? No, you're right. This is Fiendsmith versus Primite. That's what's happening right now. It's fine. Game 1, they're just hitting each other with like the you know, stage 1 form. And then game 2, they're gonna bust out the final forms, you know? That's how it works. I don't think we can blame Anna for the length of the tourney. No, you're right. Paleo contributed a little bit, but there are other contributors. Okay, so this is this drill beam is not live, by the way. We made it not live by summoning Typhon. We don't have anything. We don't have anything. I mean, what is this set? What does this set have to be? What does it have to be to keep Margaret alive here? There is Lacrima, so it isn't just attack, pass, like attack, lethal. It's slightly more than that. There's the, yeah, another barrel. The White Forest traps. True. The White Forest trap would go hard. That is true. They keep dueling all this because they don't reset the drill beam. It is true. If the drill beam was not missed on the very first, like the very first turn of the grind game, it would have been a lot different. Yeah. The second barrel is hit the board. It's the third barrel. It's the third barrel. Now all they gotta do is overlay into Baguska and get DQ'd. Also, somebody just clipped something. Pass, what did you just clip? You clipped the off the dome thing, didn't you? You clipped that off the dome shit. I know you did. Okay, we use the drill beam to clear the monsters. Yeah. Yeah, that does it. With two barrels, that's enough to beat the Lacrima. Yeah, GG. Well, that's game 1. That was a long game 1. But it was only game 1. There's another game. Now, who thinks this one is gonna be the opposite of what we just saw? You know, this one's gonna be the cutscene, the absolute cinema. But you know, like, not like absolute cinema, just like, you know, cinema, like a movie. Maybe Barrel Control could win the YCS and the Cutie championship. Cutie championship, that's crazy. Who won? Game 1 was won by Rainfall on Blue Eyes. Anyway, let's get into game 2. This one, White Forest is going first, so should be a little scarier for Blue Eyes. I forgot who I voted for. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, starting with Tracked. No Maxi. No Maxi is good. GG, well played. Okay, to be fair, I don't think one track is full combo. I don't think one track is full combo. Remember, Beatrice does not exist. I don't think tracked is full combo. We'll have to see what else they have. Tracked is indeed full combo since Rex released. Really? Sprite Sprint exists? Yeah, Sprite Sprint exists. But how do you get the guy out of the graveyard? Oh, right, because Rex. That's a, right. Right, the two weird comments explain to each other. Right. You discard for cost, and then it revives itself. I see, I see. Why you have luscious hair? Thank you. My hair is amazing. Don't you like it? Look what it can do. Okay, we're going sprint. I see the line. I see the vision. Yeah, this is literally the combo. Have you heard of the Midnight Barber? No, what is the Midnight Barber? Do be flowing? I know. It do be flowing. And track fuses both the Lacrimite and the Sprint, yeah. Into the big unaffected guy. They do keep making a lot of Towers monsters recently, which is kind of suspicious. Like, they made the new Luna Light card, right? Which is kind of annoying. This is such a cool combo. I agree. I agree. If you missed the lore, then I can't explain it. You'll have to guess. What does that mean? The Midnight Barber. What did Mark discard? We discarded a Perulia. Which is fine, because we have normal summon Sylvie, so it doesn't really matter. But the combo, in theory, is to discard a Spell Trap, then Estella revives itself. That combo is so long just to reach White Forest, and it's going to be even longer post White Forest. Brilliant Fusion is cooler. You know what? Brilliant Fusion also probably gets there really quick. You're right. Also, I put my sub goal back on the. I forgot to put my sub goal on the stream, so the goal is back. Remember, if the goal is met, we do the base rookie to master. Actual sub incentives now. No longer just subby wubbies. Brilliant Fusion, Foolish, Estella, and Nephthys? Yeah, Nepirim. Nepirim. Yeah, if you discard a spell for the Nephilim, then... No, that's not true, right? That's not true, because... Doesn't this only trigger on costs? This only triggers if you send for cost. So, Nephilim won't work, because that's an effect. I want new White Forest support now. It is getting it. In any pack now, we're going to get the White Forest field spell. Literally any pack now, we should be getting it. Right? So it literally has support. Plus Poplar. It's not next pack, yeah. Because next pack is already pretty full. I've been saying this for the past 5 packs. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those decks that get done dirty, where they give it the full power when it's already like way power crapped. With the stalling Maxidal does, I'm scared for the branded support. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but you know that new Fallen and the Virtuous card? That new card they announced? Didn't they say that that is world premiere in October? So, am I wrong for thinking that that card is coming to Master Duel this month? Am I wrong for thinking that? How y'all doing? Just waiting for my turn? It do be like that. It do be like that. Simultaneous world release structure deck. Yeah, but does simultaneous include Master Duel? That's my question. Maybe. Okay. Don't think so? Oh, okay. Is this Baron de Fleur? It is Baron. You think they might put the new branded support in Master Duel at the end of the anime? Well, that's what I was thinking, right? Wouldn't they want to cash in while the anime is still fresh? We are reaching unhealthy levels of copium. The cutscene is so long, I know. I don't know what... is there any deck that has like a longer combo? That's like, you know, somewhat relevant? Memento, Fiendsmith could have a really long combo. Like, I know there are some decks that could literally combo like forever. Like... Draco Slayer. Adamancipator, Ritual Beast, Terrorist Pile, Math Bank Talk. Okay, sure, fine. But like, none of what you said are relevant. None of those decks are even remotely relevant. Maybe Ritual Beast could come back. With no Lancia in the format, if no one's playing it, maybe you could play a bit of Ritual Beast. Mathmech Talker literally hit top 100 DC. Okay. Okay. Sure. Ritual Beast lost Gooska. Oh, that is so true. The Gooska was a big piece of the Ritual Beast. End board. The Cyber's powers are now because of backup. Pretty good decks. I said this. When the backup Agnista card came out, I said actual Agnista is surely a good deck. And I was told it was Mickey Mouse. Okay, finally, the combo has ended. What have we ended on? Book of Moon, negate, negate, into negate, negate, negate. Perfect. Love it. Love it. Also, is it just me, or is this combo like a lot better when you go through Agnum Day as well? That way you can revive the Rex Tremende at any point as an unaffected towers. That also seems pretty good. Oh, and Maxi. And Maxi. Call me crazy, but I think this is GG. I think it's GG too. But who knows? Rainfall was playing Judgment. The list could have anything in it. There could be a Dark Ruler right now. How fat does the extra deck gotta be? It gotta be omega fat. Super thick. I mean, Agdam Day is in the deck. It's not like it's not in the deck. I'm pretty sure Agdam Day is in the deck. Rex is only broken in the hands of Bronas. Somehow it's like that, right? Like, the whole Fiendsmith Ryziel deck somehow feels only broken when Bronas does it. Okay, we also had an Imperm on top of the whole combo. Look at that. It's so funny. We dropped Max C, then Impermed a card, and like we're winning the game because of it. It's almost like we could have just got away with not doing the combo at all. We just win with Max C and Imperm. Go my interactions. Stop their turn. See, that kind of sentiment. This is why I like Branded so much, because that doesn't apply to Branded, right? You can see the difference. This deck is like, go my interruptions, stop their turn. Branded is like, I'm just gonna keep playing. Like, it looks like I'm still comboing. It's just, you know, when you disrupt the opponent, it's like way different, you know? This Max C might not be inconsequential to the game. What do you mean by that? When is Maxi ever inconsequential? Okay, and there we go. Book of Moon number 1, Book of Moon number 2. The turn is passed, and it's probably GG. They have Mercuria and Rinbrum. Yeah, Branded doesn't have negates, but they do have Mercuria and Rinbrum. They also have Light and Darkness Dragon sometimes. They also have Retribution. They also have Blazing Branded King. These are negates. If you think about it, they're negates. They also have Dragos Tapelia, that's a negate. There's a lot of negates, surprisingly, in Branded. They have your opponent cannot. True. Branded Lost is like one of the main reasons why I like Reboot sometimes, because it's really funny when opponent reboots you under Branded Lost, like on Banishment, and the animation happens and then your effect resolves anyway. So like as a Branded player, it's not that bad. I don't hate Reboot too much. Seems over? Yeah, it is over. Game 3 next? Yes. It will be game 3. So we attack Blue Eyes for 2000 piercing, despite having only 500 more attack, or 1000 more attack, sorry. And then attack for lethal. Okay, but this game 3 is going to be the interesting one. Because it's going to be White Forest going second. When I was playing Branded, I was activating Retribution on my own Branded Branded in red, just so I can get Retri in the graveyard. That sounds like a smart play. I think I've only done that twice in a situation where it was correct. But like generally, if you have a set Retribution, you shouldn't be having to negate your own cards to get recycling. Like, don't you have an opponent's effect to negate? Okay, game 3. Let's go. IP just sat there and looked cute. What do you mean? She attacked for lethal. Masquerena was critical in attacking for lethal. The other top 4 has been finished for 2 hours. I know. I feel bad for Hager in the finals, but it is what it is. Anyway, normal summon Barrel. Not naming names, but some people may have caused some very long sets. Yes, certain paleo players. But we also had some like issue games, right, that we had to fix. The game 1 of this match was incredibly long. Just out of nowhere, it was a really long game. Margaret has something, by the way, which might be Max C, because we let Barrel resolve, we let Spirit resolve. So this is just like Max C, right? It has to be. It is Ash? I suppose it is Ash, yeah. Because you wouldn't be thinking here if it was Max C. It is no material. Can't be Ash. Well, we could have multiple hand traps. Yeah, we do have Ash. You wouldn't think on Mausoleum unless it was not Ash. You know, unless it was Ash. I guess Ghost Ogre, but like that's a pretty easy snap Ghost Ogre, I think. Okay. So, is this going to be Drill Beam control again? Do we have no access to Blue Eyes? I mean, well, yeah, it's a Blue Eyes engine. We do. We just have set cards. Okay. Oh my god. Is that 4 again? Ether Barrel strongest? Airy Berry strongest. Somebody at Airy. Could be Seals. It could be Seals, but we did not make Seals. Interesting. So we know that Rainfall is on Judgment. We've seen Cold by. You know what I mean. You know what I'm gonna say, right? Like it's always the hard drawn trap. It's always the hard drawn trap. So I would expect that. Tracked again. 3 Judgment, 0 Sage. I mean, would you rather go first with 3 Judgment in your hand or 3 Sage? Okay, so I've seen this game before. Orm? What do you mean? Oh, we're in this situation again, where we get all the way to Engraver, try and send the blue eyes, and then that forces the drill beam? Yep, there we go. I wonder how the person who activated the guillotine for the first time felt. What on earth are you thinking about, Abby? Did they feel excited? Probably. What is this? We targeted Requiem. Okay. So... No, I get it. I get it. We're targeting Requiem instead of Engraver because we're traumatized by that previous grind game. So we're just saying, get that Requiem out of here. And then we Judgment the Lacrima. He had load in hand? What's wrong with the load in the hand? You're wondering why they didn't make seals? Yeah. Okay, Engraver, attack. Drill beam is never dead. Yeah, drill beam is never dead. Oh my god. Okay, we have Diabell Star. We can play. Wait, why did we attack if we have Diabell Star? This is just lethal if it's main phase 1. Excuse me? It's just lethal in main phase 1, but okay, now we can play. What do you think of the ban list? Ban list is okay. I know a lot of people are saying that it's like a dog shit ban list. I don't think it's a dog shit ban list. Like, the format was ass before. Like, playing full power Malice and full power Raziel was so ass. And they hit Malice quite significantly. Raziel is still a problem, and I kind of wish that, like, Raziel got hit super hard as well. But it is what it is. Like, I still think it's better than the previous format. There's a lot of things that they missed, but, like, there's always a lot of things that they missed. Like, if they could have hit Mjolnir and Fossil Diner, but then you could have also say that they, like, could have hit, you know, Apo, Baron, Shifter, Maxi, Cold Bite. Like, you can never stop with that list. So, I actually don't think it's the end of the world. It's, like, kind of nice. I'm happy that Malice is hit. It's a post-war ban list. They didn't have time to analyze the DC Cup. I don't think that's true. No! No. Okay. Thank God the game reminded you that it's set, that it's negated before you activate the effect. That would have been a nasty jump scare. But low-key, why did we set into a imperm column? Why did we set into an unknown column like this? Low-key pretty suspicious. Okay, my body is a machine. We know that the hand is load, so like banishing this load is like irrelevant, right? Like there's no point in hitting this load. So probably gonna go after, yeah, okay, we're going after Drill Beam. Nice. I don't think it was so bad to go after Blue Eyes or Barrel. Both of those are pretty good, but the actual Drill Beam is probably the best choice. Even the Field Spell was also an option. But yeah, hitting Drill Beam here puts them on fine Blue Eyes engine, because the Primite engine isn't going to cut it anymore. They went SP instead of Lacrima? How the hell do you go Lacrima with a sequence that has been impalmed and an Engraver? I guess you go Tracked. Yeah, sure, you go Tracked. But Tracked 2 Lacrima burns is not lethal, so like, I like SP better. SP is just better. You're never gonna burn with the Deception because you don't control an Azamina card. Okay, activating this barrel would be so troll. And we don't. Makes sense. Now we can attack. How many Blue Eyes starters is Rainfall playing, by the way? Wait, that's not the right time to use this. Now they can attack the Sequence, which is the better card than the SP. I guess they're both pretty equal, actually. Because, like, SP is like a... It's, like, replaceable, right? The Sequence. The SP is irreplaceable. But Sequence is going to hit the board again, so... 9 in 43? There isn't 9 starters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? I guess there's only 9, yeah. But we haven't found it in a lot of turns. Less Blue Eyes cards than Solemns. SP can save a card from being targeted? Yes, it can. So if that's another Imperm set, we can dodge something. They both would have been pretty good on the board. The Sequence would have been able to immediately activate, which would have been threatening. We're going to the second Spirit. Okay. Do we top deck a Sylvie? One time Sylvie off the dome. Sylvie off the dome? Any Sylvies off the dome? We are thinking. Oh, activate Deception. That's pretty hard to interact with just a back row. Unless it's Majesty. Yeah, this is really hard to interact with now. Like, it would have to be a Solemn on Hallowed here. Would you Rusia? Interesting. I don't hate tributing the SP instead, if I'm honest. And keeping Rusia. I kind of like that better. Because this plus Engraver is Baron, which is an unlosable position in a top deck war, right? So I kind of like tributing SP there, but it's fine. I heard your favorite deck, Ryziel, is getting new support soon. So as crazy as it sounds, Mitsurugi Ryziel is something I'm excited for. I don't really like Ryziel, but most of that hate for Ryziel was because I was playing Malice last format. When I play Branded, I'm happy to see Ryziel players. And I kind of like the Mitsurugi Ryziel deck. It's interesting. SP feels safe from the Blue Eyes trap. I don't think that's what you're playing around, and I don't think it's that good either. It still pops them for one turn, technically. Right? Kinda. So, like, that's still pretty good. I like my idea better. But it looks like the back row is nothing, so we are just kind of playing. Raziel Mitsumira will go crazy when I get hand ripped for 2. Yes. Raziel Mitsumira sounds like a coin flip. Sounds like a droll mini game. But I'm excited for it. The Mitsurugi cards are cool, in my opinion. And I never say that about a ritual deck. I have never ritual summoned a monster, I don't think. I don't think I've ever ritual summoned a monster. So I'm surprised, but I'm interested in Mitsurugi. We can check in-game. That is true. We can check in-game whether or not I ritual summoned a monster before. Does it count the solo modes? Does it count the solo modes? Wait, we made Appaloosa. Appaloosa is tiny. Okay, we could have still crashed. Oh, this was a Blue Eyes engine piece. Oh no. That's a pretty good. Wait, we're setting this card? I mean, fair enough, right? You can set the spell next time. Yeah. We could have still technically crashed the Arcielago, right? And then gotten Wanted, technically. But yeah, that was just lethal. Like, plenty of times there. Although it wouldn't have been lethal through the True Light. The True Light still had a Blue Eyes revive that we had to beat. We popped Appaloosa, which is crazy. Crazy value. Yeah. I'm gonna scream. I misplayed. Unfortunate. Yeah, these games were a little fatigued, I will say. 3 in the morning is unfortunate. So don't beat yourself up over it. Been playing for like 5 hours straight. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But that was these were some good games. I actually enjoyed these. This was my favorite match so far. Somehow you played two Primite Fiendsmith control grind games. Just pure Primite versus pure Fiendsmith. Yeah, that's gonna be it. We obviously know the set. It's just Deception. So Rainfall is just going through the motions of finding enough damage, which we don't have. Oh, I guess we can use True Light. That is gonna be lethal, yeah. You never know. Yeah, you never know. Anyone can always fumble. But yes, this is lethal with the True Light. It's also lethal with Spirit. Right? This can summon an attack position, right? No, it summons a defense position. But yeah, it's lethal with the True Light. Got a feel for Margaret, we've all been there before. Yes, it was unfortunate. Hard to notice sometimes. You're tunneling on what to play around and how to play, and sometimes you just miss like attack point values and whether or not it's lethal on the board. That's kind of common, I think. Wait. Wait. Wait, what? Why didn't we kill? Did we not have... Oh, we used True Light already, right? We didn't have True Light revive. Right. So it wasn't lethal, actually. But this is a lot. Right? Because we reset the trap. We have Seals. We have Vela. Yeah, I mean, this is a lot. We still have... we have actually, like, a little bit of follow-up, not gonna lie. We do have a little bit of stuff in the graveyard here. Like, a non-trivial amount of stuff is in this graveyard. Load and load and load and load and load? Yes. They have got loads of loads over there. They're just pumping loads all over the match. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. Okay, now we're gonna pop. What are we gonna pop though? I guess the 2 cards on the field. The only 2 cards. And then this isn't gonna do anything. Although you did make Engrave alive, not that it matters, because like there's no Requiem. We just negate it anyway. Yeah. And now there should be game over. Hopefully there should be no actions other than this. Okay, barrel, sure. But hopefully we don't do anything. We just press battle phase. Yeah, and attack. GG. That was a really good match. Well played, Rainfall. Well played, Margaret. Unfortunate with the mistakes. Neither of you got away with that, like, squeaky clean. But unfortunate, Margaret lost. That was a good match, though. Finally, though, moving on to the finals. I see how it is. Okay, Hager has selected going first. In the Blue Eyes Mirror, I think going first is pretty good. Especially when we know Rainfall is playing cards like Called by the Grave and Judgment. So starting with Barrel. Ooh, we have Maxi though. I kind of like using Maxi now. It doesn't matter because we have Ash. But I kind of like using it now in the mirror just because this feels like a resourcey mirror where like you care about what your opponent has in rotation. So I like using it now before they get to the Link 1. Really sad though. Okay, discard the Drill Beam. We know this play. We've seen it every single time from Hager. Literally every single time. Ooh. Another hand trap though. Ash on Wishes is nasty. Every time my opponent have Maxi. Huge Ash. Both Ashes were huge. I mean, this Ash is probably bigger than the Maxi outing Ash. Because that kind of cuts off the Blue Eyes engine. So, who's excited for Primite Control again? Who's excited for that? I love the Ether Barrel Monthly. It's crazy. We have the Airy Berry Monthly. So we're gonna make seals. Are we gonna activate the field spell? Because this is something that's like you might want to autopilot, activate the field spell, get that second Blue Eyes in the graveyard. But actually, you don't have to do that. Like holding it could be a way of like protecting it a little bit. So I kind of like that. And oh look, what is that? Is that an Ether Barrel? Damn. Why didn't they use Wish's Graveyard effect? You mean to summon the Tyrant? It would have been a waste of a Tyrant. They were gonna summon... They were gonna make seals anyway. Like, turn 1 Tyrant does nothing. Even if they don't summon the Tyrant, even if they just use the targeting protection, that's still wasting your ability to make Tyrant later. You just don't waste the resource, right? Okay, using seals on load is smart because it basically negates it. And you can't activate load twice in one turn because it's mandatory to add. So, like, you can only use each effect. So you can't activate it again to get that second effect. And we're also going to Maxi to stop the Link 1. Or disincentivize the Link 1. That toggle just there looked like the end of the main phase. So we're trying to clear the Blue Eyes. Trying to bait the Drill Beam, I suppose. There is one unknown card in the hand. We know one of them is the field spell. So likely turning off Drill Beam if we can attack the Blue Eyes. No, it's not ending the main phase, is it? That doesn't make sense. They do have their own wishes, and we have our own Ash for it on this side, okay. So, both wishes getting ashed. Is that what I think it is? Can someone say Primite Control? Drill Beam Control anyone? Any Drill Beam enjoyers? So we're gonna try to attack Blue Eyes, and we're gonna get Drill Beamed. Banishing the barrel is really good though, because that's just out of rotation, whereas Hager's barrel is in rotation. And we pass. Okay. Right now, this side of the table is looking a lot stronger. With the drill beam ready to reset, the barrel, the blue eyes on the board, even though it's a tiny blue eyes. It's looking pretty good. Was that a funny old man says no set? I think it could be, yes. I think it could be. We know that Rainfall is on it. Oh, wait. We even have... Yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah, this is just kind of too much now. Maiden is, See, the difference with Hager is that you just draw. You just draw the actual Blue Eyes starters, instead of needing to search for them, where they can be interacted with. You just draw the Maiden, then it's so easy. Hager has a Maiden, I know. No longer Maidenless. Blue Eyes is seriously underrated as a deck, especially in Master Duel with Maxi. I agree. It's a pretty damn good deck. I don't know if it's underrated, like it's still kind of it's still kind of worse than Ryziel. Where is Ryziel in the finals then? Very true. Very true. We did see Ryziel players, but we saw Ryziel get taken out by Labyrinth of all things. Yeah, there is the funny old man. We saw Ryziel get taken out by Labyrinth. This proves that no Baguska kills the deck. And they're also getting Mitsurugi next pack to replace Baguska. What do you mean of all things? The matchup is lab favored? Okay. I mean, I agree, it's probably lab favored. But still. It's surprising. Mitsu Kappa fucking Chungus? What do you mean by that? Okay, and we drill beam the blue eyes. That should be close to it if we didn't draw a good card. Wait, why did we target the load? Does this protect both blue eyes? No. Why didn't we target? Oh, I'm really stupid. I'm really stupid. Why can't we target blue eyes, guys? Why can't we target blue eyes? Very few have faced this awesome creature and lived to tell the tale. So we just kind of wasted our drill beam. And now Tyrant has hit the board. And Barrel is drawn? Okay. Like, this was a top-decked Barrel. This was just top-decked. Okay, is Rainfall turning this around? Because that was a big punt on the drill beam. That was a big punt. If only Hager forced, that's all I knew about. You mean with SP or something? How would you do that? How did you want to force it? Just synchro summon? Okay, so we get to attack over both monsters. $300 directly. Ouch. Okay. Well, that drill beam set is still kind of weird, right? I guess you had to, right? You had to set the drill beam because this is load. Or rather, they'd already activated load this turn, right? They'd already activated load. And then it got drill beamed later, so they have to set the drill beam. But it does just mean that we don't have, like, as much engine going on. Still pretty good, though. Can this set... This can set Judgment. Yeah. Why did they not reset Judgment with this? How come we didn't reset Judgment? Oh, load. Right, okay. Right. Seal pass, yes. It always comes down to Seal's pass. It always comes down to it. Okay, so mystery set. Is it another Judgment? So we have Drill Beam, which presumably we want to make live as soon as possible. But that's a little weird with the Seals targets on the board. Because you want to make the Drill Beam live, but you also don't have a good Seals target yet. So you probably have to wait for a Seals target first. Ooh, Cold Buy. Cold Buy on Barrel, and that's kind of annoying. Because that's your own barrel that's not coming back next turn now, too. Like, I actually think this hurts Rainfall more than Hager, because Hager plays without the barrel here. Yeah, it was better to use the Cold Buy last turn if you were going to use it like that. Yeah. Because now yours doesn't work. And I think you really need that. Because you don't have any inherent follow-up except that barrel. Okay, double blue eyes. One of them is giant and one of them is tiny. But now the drill beam's live, but it's not enough. Because we have so much going on this side. Size doesn't matter. Okay. Now it's a really big blue eyes. Okay, we can drill beam the Tyrant. That would play into the Neo Ultimate. So we have to go for the True Light. That just lets us reset the trap. Now there's like no top decks in the game. That can be enough. Add a drill beam to the equip. That's a good drill beam too. Yeah, I think there was a lethal line there as well. There was kind of nothing to be done, actually. I'm pretty sure there's no way you could have, I'm pretty sure there was a way to guarantee lethal from this side, no matter how the drill beam was used. It feels like that should have been possible. That's a good draw, but it's not enough. Wait, we used Spirit Dragon to negate Barrel, even though it's negated anyway. That's pretty funny. Pretty funny. And that will do it. And there we go. GG. Game 1 goes to Haga. They did go first, but that game kind of got a little complicated. There was a weird draw beam in the middle from Haga, so it kind of got a little weird. But it was still a going first, a going first victory. So let's see if it's a repeat. Just the other way around in game 2. Solemn the normal GG? Yeah, quite possibly. Like, quite possibly that's what could happen. But if I know Haga, they're gonna start with load, searching drill beam, and they're gonna make it complicated. Okay, normal summon barrel. Wouldn't have it any other way. Okay, we have something, but we're not using it yet. Maybe Maxi, maybe Ash. What do you hold Ash for? If your opponent starts with Barrel, do you Ash the load, or do you hold it for Blue Eyes? I think we've sort of seen proof in all of these Blue Eyes games that cutting them off of the Blue Eyes engine is more effective than trying to deny Drill Beam. So you probably hold Ash for wishes, yeah. As long as you don't reveal the toggle. Well, we have kinda revealed the toggle. You could play around it by not setting wishes, but that's also like way, I don't know. It's not way worse actually. You still set the trap. You just kind of lose like Veiler or something. So yeah, it is kind of risky to wait that long. Oh, we're playing Bingo Machine. This is the first time we've seen this. I didn't think they were on it. Bad tournament, not enough chain deatho. I tried to hide my toggles. I don't know if I did okay or not. I didn't really notice that. I felt like you played normally. You made one toggle really obvious, but then you used the hand trap anyway, so it didn't matter. Probably was fine. One bingo is pretty common. Yeah, it's pretty common. But this is kind of a strange list because it's on Cold Buy, it's on Judgment, it's over 40. So like I wasn't really sure if we were on this. Also, keep in mind that this is post-ban list Akemi, so there is just 3 Sage in these lists. So maybe you don't play as many of the shitty starters now. Like you surely at least replace one. We did see some player playing Piri earlier. One of the other Blue Eyes players, not one of these players, but I think one of the other players. Was on Piri Ice map. Yeah, that 1 hour paleo game changed me. The paleo games changes all. That's what paleo does to you. Oh my god. No shot. Where did we pull this Nibiru out of our ass from? What the fuck? Okay, well we still have the trap and roar. So Hager has been crazy at game. Yes, they have been drawing a lot of maxis and draws and Nibiru now. But this is still pretty good for Rainfall, because there is a Drill Beam set, there is a Trap set, the Majesty, with double pop, there is all the follow-up in the world, And there's a giant token that needs to be dealt with. Going battle phase. How crazy is the battle phase here? Because you can just summon back Blue Eyes easily. Like, personally, end of battle phase, I would just summon the Blue Eyes. Yeah, that's what they're doing. I wouldn't do it now, I would do it end of battle phase. Just to play around, like, I don't know, something that can be summoned and then attacked with. But, you know, mostly the same thing. Why would you go BP here? I don't know, top deck Maxi maybe? I don't know. Okay, and we have Airy Berry Ether Barrel. That's a pretty high value pop. That's pretty high value Majesty right there. Okay, but we have the Maiden anyway. Likely don't have access to Drill Beam though. With the barrel being used, the load being used, likely don't have a way to get to Drill Beam. We would literally have to just have the Drill Beam. But we can still play Blue Eyes. Why didn't we drill that? The True Light? Oh no. No. What? It's the same play, but again. We target Maiden? Wait, Maiden can't activate, right? There's no target. Yeah. And then we have Wishes. Okay. 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 Yeah, I think hitting the True Light was probably the right play. It is interesting. I wonder like how often these two players have played Blue Eyes. Because surely, like I didn't notice it, but I've never played Blue Eyes. Surely a Blue Eyes player would be familiar with Drill Beam not being able to target Blue Eyes in the mirror. Right? Surely that's something that you learn pretty quickly when you play Blue Eyes. But it feels like both players made that mistake. I played White Forest for a week and I still forget which one is which. You say that like a week is a long time. What do you mean? Do you know how long I've played Branded for? Like over 2 years. What do you mean? Hager could be testing this and Rainfall just came back from hiatus apparently. Yeah, I mean it's reasonable to make that mistake even if you are an expert. Like it just happens randomly sometimes. Drill beamed my own True Light before. Right, yeah, opponent's board is like a Nibiru token, a Blue Eyes, I don't know, a Paleo, and then you have to drill beam your own card. Also, this is the 6th hour of the tournament. Yes, this is true. This is the 6th hour of the tournament. This is usually the kind of time where you start getting fatigued. Like 5 hours is usually like the limit for me. Then my play is like knocked down a tier. That's usually what I find. Okay, we have Vela for the Lightstorm. Is this still not the end of the world? Still not the end of the world here. Because we can still play. We have follow-up. Yeah, big Nibiru token. I was going to mention it earlier, but this matchup, the mirror match, I can't see a way that you like deal with Nibiru token like incidentally. Like, to beat this token, you have to commit something to it. You know, you can't drill beam it, you have to Majesty pop it, basically. Like, that's... like, you have to do something about it. It doesn't just die. You know, it's not like Engraver just gets rid of it for free or something. Like, you have to do something about the token. In Blue Eyes. Like this. Or just pop True Light. Yes, you can just pop the True Light. If we do pop the True Light now, which we did, we will be triggering the Lightstorm. So this lets you target a spell trap in the graveyard and set it, but it can't be activated unless you control a normal. So we're going to reset Majesty. Pretty nice. And there's the barrel. The one we added back, of course. We've kind of been through a lot of our engine here. We can reset the drill beam, but we've been through a lot of engine right now. Like, extra deck engine, I mean. There's the maiden. We can get back to the True Light. Okay, we're pretty set up. We're pretty set up still. I feel like in the mirror, drill beam target drill beam is huge. Yeah, it is, because one of them goes to the graveyard and one of them goes to the banished zone. And we've seen that a lot of these Blue Eyes mirror games have been grindy. Like, they've been more than 2 turns, more than 3 turns. Small world with 0 points in Genesis, let's go. I'm going to bed, good night. Okay. Good night, Office Goblin Alice. Hope you have a good sleep. Okay, what synchro can we make? Because we've been through Double Spirit. We've been through Lightstorm Dragon. We could play... we could make the Crocker Dragon. Whatever that guy's called. We still have wish targets. Just got another barrel. We're gonna purge that. Okay. I came back and it's still going. This is the finals. This potentially could be the last game. So you did join right at the end. This is either the last game or the second to last game. I mean, there's nothing left on Hager's side, by the way. It is just a case of not fumbling. But it does seem like that might be a bigger ask than usual today. We do need to not fumble. It's always scary when a deck is a bit unorthodox. Yes, I agree. I don't know, it's like you see some shit like Judgment and you get scared for your life. Okay, they went end phase. Were we already in main phase 2? I don't remember. Yes, okay. Well, now we get access to our engine again. Primite's coming back. Where is our drill beam? Did we ever get to drill beam? Is it set? Am I stupid? No, this is wishes. Where is Hager's drill beam? Did they never get to it? I'm gonna Veiled anyway, so I guess we're not getting to it. And now we're gonna pop... Okay. The Tyrant seems kind of crazy in the mirror. Because it just doesn't die by True Light or Majesty. So like, you gotta do something about it. But no, they've seen enough. That's game over. Okay, so... all-important game 3 time. That was another go first win, but with extra steps. I do feel like the going first setup that you can do is like important. It does seem to be like a head start on the game, but there's like more than one turn to these Blue Eyes mirrors, it seems. Okay, last game. Hager's gonna be going first. Okay, let's see if there is hand traps. In game 1, okay. Barrel, can we start with the barrel? Oh my god. I forgot how much this card is annoying. How annoying this card is. But like, can we start? Why is it that every deck that plays barrel draws it? This card is an unsearchable 3-of. Oh, wait, unsearchable. Like, you know what I mean. Like, before the game starts, you have 3 in your deck. They just searched it? No, they started with normal summon barrel. It's always barrel. They always have barrel. But there's a hand trap here. So this could be the same story as always with these mirrors, where you don't hand trap Primite, you just try to hand trap Blue Eyes. Probably Purge? It could be a lot of things. It is Purge, okay. Which makes sense. Makes sense. I feel like purging the spirit is less value. Because you obviously still get like... It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about though. Yeah, like, this isn't Blue Eyes Engine anyway. You know? It's not a Blue Eyes Engine anyway. To resolve that, you still need an additional, like, Blue Eyes card in the hand. Anyway, we've passed on Drill Beam Seals, and probably some non-engine cards. So Rainfall is used Purge, which means they can never Ash. If Rainfall doesn't summon Typhon, I'll be disappointed. Gotta close it on a high note. Is Typhon really a high note? Yes. I don't feel like Typhon is going out on a bang. I feel like Typhon is like going out with a whimper, you know? Also, gotta love the dual fields, by the way. With the ice versus fire dual fields, very appropriate. Cookie check. Okay, we have... Well, you were very close. You were very close to a good number. But we have 399 quadrillion, 616 trillion cookies. What is Cookie? It's a starter for Yummy deck. Who's your favorite character from A Song of Ice and Fire? You mean Game of Thrones has? I love Game of Thrones. I read the book once. Okay, Normal Summon Veiler is really sad to see. Because that's like the worst starter. Wait. Am I missing something? Activate Maiden, place True Light, summon Veiler. Why do you summon Veiler? Why did we summon Veiler? Why did we summon Veiler, chat? Like, don't you try to set wishes, search with wishes, grab a normal summon? It force seals and you True Light, but it doesn't force seals. You don't have to bounce the Veiler, you can bounce the Link 1. Like, why did we just waste the Veiler? Oh, right. You can't activate the True Light because the seals would negate it. Duh. Yeah. I'm stupid. See, I'm fatigued now too. I see the vision. I see the vision. $300 attack is a lot of attack. It is more than 0. It is more than 0. Doesn't matter because drill beams, we just drill. Yeah, okay, we do have drill beam. We're gonna seals. You have to chain to True Light now. You can't tunnel vision on thinking that they're just negating the attack or like dealing with the attack. You have to use the True Light. I'm surprised that none of these Blue Eyes players have been playing Magnamut, by the way. Is it just not in the deck anymore? Because I've never seen anyone summon Magnamut with seals. Do you think they set it in the imperm column? Oh no. Do not do that. It should be in the deck. We've seen multiple seals resolve for not Magnamut when it would have been, like, correct. Okay, we do set wishes. I hope this wishes does not get ashed. Because then that would be really rough. Wish is getting the beam. Yeah, Wishes is getting the beam. Or not. It's getting the Purge. Which makes sense. If you have Purge, you might as well purge the card that can be purged. Because you can drill beam anything. And that's really rough now. We're even going to drill beam in the end phase because it's value. Just to get this away before it can do anything else. And now we're going to get Airy Berry back. We're going to have Load. We've got a Blue Eyes on the board. This is not looking good for Rainfall. April said it would be really rough. What's wrong with saying rough? What's wrong with saying that? It would be really rough. Woof. Is the set solemn? I kind of hope it's Judgment, but it's not Judgment. Yeah, okay, it's Majesty. All 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon players opted to not play Magna? When you say all 3 Blue Eyes, do you mean there was only 3 Blue Eyes in the tournament? And 2 of them made it to the finals? Is that what you're telling me right now? Interesting. I mean, it makes sense, right? If you take away Malice, Ryziel is obviously the best deck, but like after that, Blue Eyes is one of the best decks, so it's reasonable. It's reasonable. But this doesn't look too good for Rainfall. Branded Fusion could maybe do something here. Okay, that's not Branded Fusion. You know, the amount of times that Branded Fusion is crazy as a top deck. Why don't more people play it? Why don't more people play Branded Fusion? Just as cards in their deck. No extra deck space? Yeah, it's also terrible in the main deck too. Okay. I mean, I thought that this was like over. I thought Hager had just won the game because they had put Rainfall down on no cards. But their end board is vanillas. So what's going on here? Why is the end board vanillas? Did we forget to reset Drill Beam by any chance? Why is the end board vanillas? Why are we resetting a trap card? How did this happen? Like, we must have forgot to reset Drill Beam, right? Like, I also forgot about it. Right? Draw? No. Oh no, they popped it. Okay. They popped it, right. That last set was the Majesty. Okay, so that's a pretty good set. And then that was a pretty good draw. They're kind of back in the game. But, I don't know, I feel like we've seen this every single time. The Blue Eyes deck just doesn't have a high ceiling. So, like, even when it swings back in their favor, they can't win the game instantly because the ceiling just doesn't go very high. So, as soon as the turn passes, like, the resources just play again. Now we get Airy Berry back. Up to 6 cards in hand. I wonder what 4 cards Hager has in hand. I'm not sure what it could be. Synchro 9 plus Majesty can win. Honestly, Tyrant feels like a bitch in the mirror match too. Just sitting on Tyrant doesn't feel that bad either, right? Because it can't be targeted, you know, realistically. And it's big. I kind of don't hate the Tyrant. Is there a reason that we started with Sage and not Airy-Berry? Because now how are we resetting Drill Beam? Why didn't we start with Drill Beam? I mean, Barrel, reset Drill Beam, going to Spirit, and then normal Sage. By the way, I'm so sad I was top 1000 with Brandon and got greedy and ended up on 3700. It's okay. As long as you had fun in playing the stage too, and you feel like you did better than last time, I feel like that's all that matters. Activate double summon. Sage gets them extension. Barrel lost to Majesties on normal. Yeah, true. That is true. People kind of forgot that Drill Beam is low-key the best Blue Eyes card. I don't know if we're seeing proof of that. In these mirrors, I don't think we've seen that. It almost feels like this is the better Drill Beam because it can deal with 2 things at once. Whereas Drill Beam only deals with 1. Especially because so many of the Blue Eyes resources in this mirror match are about the recurring cards. So the Load that provides recurring value, the True Light that provides recurring value, and the Airy-Berry in the graveyard. Those feel like the 3 pieces in play most of the time, even more than the Drill Beam. So like I actually think this is the craziest card in the mirror. It's still not done? Yeah, we're in the final game, Abby. This is game 3 of the finals. It's a pretty good game too. How tired are you? I mean, I can't really say I'm tired. I'm a little tired. I will sleep after this. But compared to like my previous streams last week with the Duelist Cup, like I can't say I'm tired. What do you think about the ban list? The ban list is fine. Malice needed to get hit. I wish Ryziel also got hit. Like, put one of the Ryziel names to 1, maybe both of them. I'm interested in Mitsurugi Ryziel, so I'm excited to try that list. We do play the Crocodragon, by the way. And we did attack Tyrant. Tyrant still gets to reset a trap, even if it's destroyed by battle. And we do reset the best trap in the mirror match, the Majesty. Let's see. Crocodragon has a lot of cards to discard. This can discard 2 to pop a card on the field, and there's a lot of cards in the hand to pop to use. What a crazy draw, by the way. What an absolutely unhinged draw. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, we're gonna purge that with the quickness. Fair enough. That purge is gonna be pretty big. Because this is negate and destroy, because we have traps in the graveyard. But that was a sick top deck. If we didn't have something, that would have been nasty. But of course we have something. Our hand is 6 cards. Like, of course we have something. combo player when sees opponent not use entire hand. They didn't maximize the financial benefit from Ryziel yet, so why would they nerf it more? Well, I don't care. I would have liked to see a hit. You can hit Ryziel indirectly. You can put Tachyon to 1, for example. You can hit it indirectly. I don't play Tachyon anyway. No, Tachyon is definitely correct in Ryziel. I don't think there's any good Ryziel list without Tachyon. Maybe not the 7th Ascension, but the 7th Tachyon is, like, good. Anyway, one Tyrant versus the world at this point, I don't think it can stand. I think it's gonna fall here. I think Hager's got this one. Yeah, I agree. They should have banned Ouroboros because that is going to be played in Mitsurugi, I think. That is going to be played in Mitsurugi. Wait. We can't do anything about it? We can't do anything about the Tyrant? We just have to pass? Come on, Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes, why is your deck so shit? Why is your deck so shit, Blue Eyes? This duel is brutal. It is. Honestly, most of the Blue Eyes mirrors we've seen have been like this. So maybe Blue Eyes is a fair deck. Maybe Blue Eyes is a fair and interesting deck. We're gonna set a monster. That's gotta just be a hand trap. Why are we going end phase? Why are we not going battle phase? Oh, wait. Wait, it can't attack. If you summon an effect monster, it cannot attack. That's why we didn't attack last turn. It's why we can't attack this turn. It cannot attack. And now we just start drill beaming cards, just sniping them one at a time. But how do we beat the Tyrant? Now it's GG? It was GG last turn, but Hager couldn't out the Tyrant. It's too big. How do we beat it? How do we beat it? Can't negate a negated monster? Correct. That's why you can't drill beam it. It's also I guess it's not unpoppable because it's negated. But you can't trap this turn. That has to be last turn. Or next turn, sorry. These games are on some Looney Tunes grind game shit. Honestly, it's crazy how the Blue Eyes deck struggles to close out games. Like, it never feels that way when I play against it. It feels like it wins instantly with the follow-up. For the love of God, end this. That's thanks to Maxi. Yes, very true. Is this, what is this? Is Baron? No, it's a Spirit Dragon. Summon a big monster, Hager. Summon a big monster. Do you not have any more big monsters? Where is your own tyrant dragon? Hello? Oh, I guess they can't summon it because they've already been through their Neo. This just proving to me that Blue Eyes White Dragon is not for me. I mean, I like these kind of grind games. It's just... it doesn't feel right. It feels like, you know, it doesn't feel like they have a lot of disruption. It feels like they just don't have a lot of ceiling. You know? But it's probably really fun to play Blue Eyes Mirrors. It's almost BM. I don't think it's BM. I don't think you know what's going off if you think it's BM. Like, the deck is genuinely struggling to out the Tyrant. They had to get to the Majesty, which needed to wait a turn, just to clear this big monster. But now they can do it. But now there is a Lancier in the deck, by the way. First Lancier I've seen. Rainfall is still on an enormous 7,900 life points. Can we lethal? Or will there be one more turn? There will be one more turn. No, we have a Blue Eyes. We can special Blue Eyes. So it's gonna be GG. It's gonna be Bat Chest, White Lightning for game. GG's? Yeah, GG's. And there we go. GG's. Congratulations, Hager, for winning my second tournament as well as my first one. Good job for winning both of them. I guess we'll see if you can win every single one of them. Someone gotta stop them. But yeah, GG's everyone. Well done Rainfall for making finals. Well done Hager. Well done everyone else. Yeah, thank you everyone for coming.